See what happens when you play with fire?
You get burned. Trust me.
What is going on, everybody? Anthony here, 6𝗘𝗢𝗢𝗠𝗘. We are on Tales from the Darkside, episode 111, Saturday night. Man, what is this, December 9th? What is good, my friends out there in the chat, man? What is good? I got CT, my buddy, in the panel tonight. What is up?
What's going on, man?
It is another great Saturday night, man. We got a lot to talk about. Guys. And of course, Harry, my man.
How's it going, sir? Dude, freaking best intro on YouTube. I'm calling it, man.
Well, thank you. Well, wait, you've seen that one, right? No.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
But every time, you know,
Does it get you going?
Every time, dude.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah,
people
man.
Supposed to do. The good times, man. The good times, man. The good times. So, anyway, we got Mario, El Professor, we got Brother Cousins on the way. We got Robert Martinet on the way. Guys, let me say what's up to the chat, though, before we kind of get into some things, man. I know we have a few people rolling in. But right out the gate, got a $5 super chat. My man, the movie Canon, dude. What is up, man? Thank you so much, dude. It's just dropping by. We'll watch the replay. Well, I appreciate it if you're watching the replay right now, brother. Let's keep the positivity in our community, 100%. Enjoy your Saturday night, everyone. Mafia, you're the man, dude. I appreciate it so much, man. Guys, if you haven't already, dude, movie Canon is almost 1,000 subs, man. Go hit him up, man. Give him that 1K, man. I think he's like 8 away. So, dude, badass, man. Thank you so much, dude.
Do that today.
Yeah, man. He can get it today. For sure can get it today, guys. We got Chris Grossnickel in the house. Let's go. Let's fucking go, actually.
Yeah.
Pre-order for Trick or Treat Studios 6𝗘𝗢𝗢𝗠𝗘 Triox and barrel and split dig accessories. Really? Okay. Interesting. I have not seen that, my man. I have not seen that. Louis Lebets, though, in the house. What is up, my man? That's what we got up in the house, man. Stephen Lawrence. Hello, my friend. Primetime Reviews. What's up, buddy? What is good, everyone, man? Hope everybody's doing great. Pedro Lopez as well. What's up, my man? Renz Talentino. Saturday night. All right, my man. Hell yeah, dude. All right, man. Clinton Martin also here, man. We got Evangelium in the house as well. Welcome to the jungle. We have fun in games, man. Axl Rose really has seen better days, man. I still love it.
He's going through quite the transformation there, man.
I feel like he looks a little bit like Mama Fratelli from the Goonies now. I don't. I still love him, but
he does.
right? Oilers Workshop is in the house. What's up, bro?
Wolverine.
Hell yeah! Long live Wolverine, my man.
Wolverine.
Hell yeah, dude. Windman 42 also. What's up, man? Love the intro. Badass seeing Chelly and Fat, dude. Full contact. Currently watching Comeback. Hell yeah, dude. That is badass, my man. Iron King also in the house. All right.
Oh no!
All right, we're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it. Keith Lee also here, man. What is good, evening, peeps? Let's go. My brother Dokinator. What is up, man? It's interesting metal. Hell yeah. CT also in the chat. Me, my ex-man. Yeah. That's right, dude. That is right, man. Blue Tattoo. What's up, my man? Got Rob Passmore also in the house. What's up, dude? What is up? Blitz. What's good, man? What is good? Who else we got in here? We got Amir in the house, dude. What is up, Amir? What's going, folks? Listening to you guys while finally hanging up my 1701D blueprint frames.
He is always working on something, man.
He is, man. He is. That is awesome.
Never standing still. Very cool.
Hey, man. A body in motion stays in motion.
Yeah.
Remember that. Smoke Too Much. What's up, man? I see more delays. Are in Hot Toys Future was starting a subsidiary. Yeah, maybe. We will talk on it. We will definitely talk about it. 12-inch Moose Stream also in the house. What is up, man? Hello, community of collectors. I subbed to Movie Canon. I'm sure he appreciates it very much. If you guys are just coming in now, dude, yeah, the Movie Canon, almost at 1K, man. Let's get him to 1K. I'll drop a link in the chat here in a minute, man. Keith also in the house. What's going on, everybody? What is up? Damn it, Spot. What's up, man? What is good? I haven't seen you in a bit. Like the collector as well. What's going on, everyone? We got Christian Detour, my man. What's up, Christian? Thank you for coming through, man. Hope you're feeling a little bit better. Hammer of God also in the house. What's going on, everyone? Brian Richard, man. We got Dirk Diggler's stunt double as well, man. What is good? Need to have some species. Yeah, the first species.
Great.
I didn't really like the sequels, but I'm with you on that one, though. Species was badass. Tank Ace also in the house. And Dinesh, what is up, my man? We got Commander Green. What's up, man?
Green.
Jason's Trek as well. I'm here for the Honda talk.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. We also got my mouse is goofing up, man. My apologies. Doc Bad also in the house. What is up, man? And Lewis the Bits celebrating 20 months of channel membership, man. Dude, thank you so much, brother, man, for the continued support, man. All I can say. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Oh, Wolverine, dude. Oh, man. Wolverine. Mafia, I saw your pics from Leo's Flex. Those were awesome. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man. A lot of fun. I love taking photos, man. So I appreciate that very much. Guys, we're going to have, like I said, Mario, Jay, Rob should be joining us shortly. I put a poll up in the chat early just for you guys to check out. I'm curious. I'm going to leave the poll up for probably quite a while, but I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts, man, of if you were grabbing this Wolverine, if you are, if you're not, or maybe you're not, sure. Let me know. Let me know in the poll if you could. In the time being, man, I am going to just drop one because you know what? This, as I mentioned earlier, I just want to give him a shout out, man, because everybody doing cool shit in the community. Movie Cannon's chat, links in the chat, man. He's 4 more subs, dude, to get to his 1K. So I just dropped that in the chat. Would appreciate if you guys give him a like, man. Give him a sub, man. He's doing some work over there. Austin Nichols, dude, what's up, man? Speaking of man doing some work, dude. What is up, man? Dude, thank you for coming through tonight, my friend. Ren says all flexes are amazing, but Mafia's mall photo is my favorite. Dude, thank you, Ren's dick, dude. And Ren's is badass, man. If you don't follow Ren's, man. Dude, awesome artwork, brother. As always. This Wolverine was literally my first ever dopo. All right. Dude, well, congrats on the first dopo. Am I the only one who doesn't collect X-Men? Yes.
Maybe.
I don't know. No, I don't know. That could be the case. That could not be the case. I appreciate you guys doing some subs. Thank you, my friends out there. Wouldn't miss this, brother. What's up, CT? What is good? CT's doing something over there, but
well, we got the
well, what do you got there?
This is the sideshow.
Sideshow.
This is the you don't want to look too close. It gets pretty ugly. But
yeah,
it's very loose.
Yep.
Oh
Sideshow.
wow, look at that, man.
Yeah. It's hard to get him to stand at this point. There's seams in his shoulders that just keep splitting open all the time now. You can swap out the arms. These pop out, and these are, seamless arms, but, they'll fall out. It's just, it's not, it looks okay. It looks okay. It was getting it done. It was getting it done for me. I needed something next to my so-so rogue, but, I am so glad to be retiring this guy.
Yeah. And it's not really a slight that, I like Sideshow. I have a lot of their figures, but the Wolverine, when I first saw it, I was kind of like, I don't know. I didn't really like the look. And
they gave us 2 versions. They gave you Astonishing X-Men and just the regular X-Men line. So they gave you 2 costumes. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought the Cyclops was cool.
Cyclops was well made.
And I thought the Magneto was fire.
Yeah, I think the Magneto is the best.
Yeah, man. Sometimes Sideshow nails it. Sometimes they hit it. And that helmet specifically, that Magneto helmet that they made is like super shiny. It looks great. It pops. But
yeah, they do. But that Wolverine, I was like, and then the what was he, like 240, 260, something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm good, bro. But I'm glad you got it. But yeah, of course, now that we have the news coming in here, which we'll talk about shortly, guys. I'm just gonna wait for a couple more people to come on in, so we'll just shoot the shit for a little. Windman42 says my first dopo and also my first X-Men purchase, mostly Spider-Man and Star Wars. Besides my Bruce Lee and other Hong Kong figures like Chow Yun-Fat, Jet Li, etc., I still need my Jet Li, the Enter Bay, Once Upon a Time in China. And I never picked it up, and I regret it. And it's a beautiful piece. I need to get it very soon. Euler says I never pulled the trigger on that Wolverine, and I'm glad I waited because oh no, it's Honō. That's funny, man. Austin's absolutely correct, man. Sideshow absolutely crushes it on their horror pieces. They do. And some of their other pieces are great. I mean, they are. I like my comic book Captain America, Jack Burton from Big Trouble Little China. There's some good ones. Jedi Chris in the house. What is up, man? He's here for the gangbang as always. Shout out, man. It's fucking hilarious, man. What else do we got here, man? Anybody else in the chat? Let's see. Tim Harvey, what is up, my man? I have the brown and gold first issue Wolverine. Came out from the growling and snarling head sculpt is awesome. Joints are still tight. That'll do for my collection, dude. That's badass. If it's still holding up for you, my man.
Great.
Yes, sir. Is the new Wolverine the most instantly loved by the community? Well, that's an interesting question. And that's why I have a poll in the chat right now. We're currently at 68 votes. 47% people are saying, fuck yeah, they want the Wolverine. I'm going to let that go for a little bit until we get the rest of our friends in the chat. I'm not really sure where they're at right now, but I'm sure they'll be here soon. So in the meantime, Harry, I noticed that you look like you're in a different location now, huh?
Yeah, I've been putting a little bit of work into my room. Yeah,
I like it.
Finally got it back up, looking Tron-like and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yep, which was the goal the entire time, but the roaches kind of prevented me from doing that.
Yeah, well, that'll do that to you,
bastards. Yep.
Damn. What is I can't. Yeah. So you're gonna put some lights up there because I can't even see what you got.
Yeah, I gotta put the lights up there, but that's supposed to be the Marvel section. So I still gotta get some lights up top to be able to see them. Now they're kind of in the dark, but that's supposed to be the Marvel section. I got my Star Wars up here, and then I got my DC over there, and then like maybe some random properties over there. But yeah, been putting a little bit of work in here.
Stirring the camera or the microphone.
Oh, this is Mr. 𝗕𝗘𝗥𝗖𝗢𝗠. I just got him in the other day.
Holy
as
shit!
well.
Wow, let's take a look at him real quick.
This guy, despite the head sculpt looking pretty goofy, he looks like he just kind of let out a pretty big fart, honestly. But other than that, I think he's still pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah. So look, okay, you have him in hand. I got you full screen for everybody to see. There were a lot of rumblings about the head sculpt, just in general, right? But now you have it in hand.
I still think it's a little goofy. Not the sculpt, but maybe just the expression. I feel like it just looks a little like, why are you making that face? I don't know. Like, what are you doing?
It's kind of to replicate that scene in the movie, right? I mean,
I don't know. Did he look like this in the movie? Also, he had different hair in the movie. I feel like the hair is a little goofy too.
Yeah, but the point is, overall, are you satisfied?
But either way, what I'm paying for are these right here, and I'm very happy with these. I love the legs. Like, this is when I was a kid. Like, I've always wanted to just play with these things, and like now I can, and I can't. I just can't be happier. Like, it's just so cool, like you can move them, and like they feel sturdy, and it's what I've always wanted to do when I was a kid.
Well,
yeah,
dude. Congrats.
So I'm pretty happy with him. I kind of wish he came with goggles so I could recreate that that scene, the powerful sun in the palm of my hand, But other than that, yeah, a different sculpt would be nice. But I'm still happy with him.
Well, I know there's a third-party sculpt floating around. I forgot who's making it.
Right, and it looks pretty good. But
yeah, there is that out there. If that's something that you want.
Yeah, if I'm down to drop $600, but I don't think.
Yeah, I feel you there, man. Late Bloomer also though in the house too. What's up, brother? Everybody got Doc up with me soon though. Yeah, I know you're waiting on yours, man. You too, right, CT?
He's dope.
Yeah.
Did you get yours yet, or CT, or
what's that?
Did you get yours yet, or no?
No, I haven't ordered it yet. I need to
order.
Haven't? Yeah, I got the Goblin. I got my Spider-Man, but there are a couple of figures that I'm like, I'm gonna chase them later, and it was just too much coming. And but he'll be coming in
Sideshow though, right?
I've got other spots that I can go.
Okay.
It's not a problem. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
But I'll bring them in probably second quarter next year. Hopefully, I see an opportunity there.
So, right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
dude, that's right. Even better when we're 40, man. That's right, the Step Brothers. Yeah, it is, and that's the thing, man. Like nowadays, man, like the stuff that we grew up with, no way, man. Nothing compares. Nothing compares. I mean, the shit that we had growing up. I mean, all three of us are slightly different in age,
right?
And
slightly.
Well, whatever the case is, yes, we're all from different time zones in the world and age and all that good shit. But my point is, growing up, each of us, dude, toys were, dude, they're just not as good.
Yeah,
They're just not. I mean, we're at that age here in the 6-scale world where, dude, it's just amazing.
Well,
I can't even. What do you mean? You think there was better? You think there was better?
come on, man. We got magnetic eyes coming. We got silicone.
Well, I'm not saying it can't get. I'm not saying it can't get better.
yeah.
I'm saying it's much better than the
lot
shit we
better
grew up
than
with.
what we, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like where we're at currently, it is, yeah, dude. So
It's just like a dream when I was a kid. Like I never thought it would be possible to have these things.
no,
And
no,
to be
not
able
not
to-
like this caliber.
Yeah, to be able to just
Yeah.
collect tons of them now, it's just like what?
Yeah.
Bro, but even like 5-10
feel
years ago,
privileged.
even in like 6-scale
Right.
world, it's like, don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
There's great stuff from 5-10 years ago,
Mhm.
but the advancements everywhere across the board is fucking so much better now, dude. Rockamon Crystal, what's up, brother, man? Dude, you need to get that integrated suit base. Works great for Ock.
Oh right.
That could be.
Gotta
That
get
could be, man. That could be. I think I missed Charlie's thing. How many X-Men characters are you getting if they go deep in this line? Well, that's an interesting question.
That's what I was gonna ask you earlier.
Yeah, but I'm trying to wait for these fellas. I don't know where everybody is.
Should
So-
we just
We're going all the
go
way.
at it?
I don't know.
We are going deep. We're going all the way. Come on.
Yeah. So I
This
mean, I don't know.
train is pulling out, and all of it.
You think so, man?
All of it.
Do you think? All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's see. Brandon, though, good question, man. Do you think they purposely held back on quality for the Wolverine to keep the price down? It does worry me that it may not be all that great once released, dude. Okay, so you are not alone, my man. I am in that camp right now, and I will explain in a little while. But I agree. The quality is going to be a little bit less, but it's reflective. Nah, but listen. People need to temper. Zip it. People need to temper their expectations because I don't think this is going to be Hot Toys that they're used to, and that's not a negative thing. It's going to be reflective of their price point. I mean, we could tell when we looked at the Wolverine that he only has, one extra set of hands, for example, right? And we'll talk about that here in a moment, but I gotta bring homeboy in. I gotta bring in the co-host, man.
What's up, everybody? How y'all all doing tonight?
There we go. Jay is in the house. What's up?
How are you doing,
What's
sir?
up? What's up? Good to have
What's
y'all
up?
here. CT, what's up? Harry, what's up?
What's up, Jay?
What's up?
How's it going,
What
man?
is up? Doing good, man. Look at these wonderful displays. Look at this, man.
I know. Look how great it looks.
Oh, come on. No, please.
Sorry, go ahead.
CT, look at that. Man, look
Yeah,
at that.
CT never disappoints.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you guys haven't seen, like, I gotta full screen you, man, just because, like, let's look at
Look at that shit. Look at that. God, all those clones.
Amazing.
He is a man who enjoys his clones, man.
God.
Absolutely. Love that.
Couldn't do it without Hot Toys.
Well, no, yeah.
Couldn't do it without Howard.
No, that's freaking
Yep.
awesome, man. That is
Absolutely.
freaking sweet. Oh shit, dude, Harry's mom's away.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's good, Jay? How are you, man?
Man, doing good. Can't complain. Just was out with the little one and just Christmas shopping and spending up all my damn money. And yeah, man. Glad that we're getting some Hot Toys that are like, at the $160 range. Who would have thought? Seriously.
Who would have thought? I mean,
Right.
we could talk about it. I was gonna wait for Rob to show and
Mario.
Mario, but I don't know if Mario's gonna be running a little late or not. But you know what? Let's just do it, man. If Rob gets in, Rob gets in. So as we probably already know, we are receiving this Wolverine from Honō Toys, which is basically a subsidiary of Hot Toys, and we're gonna talk about what this means in a little bit. But before we get into like what this whole what's gonna happen here, what are we predicting, what this situation is, I still want to talk about the figure itself because
Absolutely.
and then we can kind of break some of that down a little bit. But I will say And keep in mind, we already know, right? It's $160. And again, guys, we're going to talk about that a little bit later about what all this impacts is. But the figure itself, right? I mean, it's interesting. It's Wolverine. I think he looks really good, a little exaggerated, right? But I feel like this is more of like a Marvel vs. Capcom style. You know, the exaggerated claws, exaggerated, you know, the earpieces. But,
Absolutely.
dude, I'm an X-Men guy. CT's an X-Men guy through and through. So I am excited. I'm very excited about this piece, dude. I think this is gonna go well with my my Street Fighter figures, depending on how far they go down the line, you know. But I'm about to start. Jay, you just came in, so what are your thoughts on this, man? 'Cause we haven't really got to talk about this.
Just talking about the figure, I love it. I do love it. The only thing that I don't like about it is I don't care for I never cared for, even in the comics, when Wolverine had the super exaggerated claws, because I'm like, it just kills the whole fact of them going into his wrist. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole thing that I'm kind of like, I wish the claws were a little smaller. And it looks like those pieces just pop out, you know. So hopefully maybe a third party company or somebody out there, or even Hot Toys themselves will, you know, once they get close to production, they'll just give you like, hey, here's a smaller claw option. Because I mean, he was drawn like this sometimes. I remember even as a kid, I'm like, how the fuck? Come on, really? Especially in the Jim Lee era. But you know, you extend your disbelief. You know, it's all bullshit anyway. But outside of that, man, this figure looks amazing, and it's truly Wolverine. As much as, you know, I was gushing earlier this week and last week over Wolverine, from the movies, the Hugh Jackman version, which I've always said this. I think Hugh Jackman is a great Logan, but this is Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. And this right here is, when I think of Wolverine, I close my eyes and I think of Wolverine, this is what I think of. So, and to have a 6-scale representation of that, amazing. And it looks good. It really looks good. And the price point, you can't beat that at all, especially for some. Yeah, because I wouldn't want to pay, honestly, I do buy Hot Toys for the accuracy. I buy them, you know, I want something jumping off the screen in my collection. That's what I buy Hot Toys for. And I kind of been leaning away towards like comic book or cartoon characterizations of these characters, or cartoon you know, versions of these, because everything, I mean, everything looks realistic. So they just, you know, outside of Spider-Verse and stuff like that. But you know, something like this and a well done, I've been saying for years, if I get a well done X-Men line, I'll go into it. And I almost did that with the with like the So-So era stuff, looking at the Gambit and the Rogue. But at the end of the day, I just, as good as those third party figures are, like that Gambit and Rogue, and they are nice. Yeah, it still has that third party feel. It still has that.
Well, they are third party.
I mean, but it has that. It has a cheap feel to. I'm sorry to say, but it does. It just has a cheap feel to it. It's just like, do I want to invest all my money into that, or do I want to invest in something like this? And this is like that. This just ticks all the boxes. The price is right. It's, you know, it's Hot Toys, and regardless of the subsidiary, it's still Hot Toys. And yeah, it's a brand. You know, we talked about it last week, bro. Brand loyalty a little bit, and you do, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that to a certain degree. They're giving you bullshit, and you're just sticking around because the brand is the brand. They're giving you bullshit. It's time for you to move on. But this looks good, and like I said, for the price point, absolutely. Now this was $280 to regular Hot Toys prices. I would be like, nah.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
Yeah. But no, dude, I'm happy for this. I'm a big X-Men fan. It all started for me with X-Men. So this, you know, all of this, my whole fandom started with X-Men. I grew up with X-Men. I look at the X-Men like family members. Real talk. And that's just what it is.
Same. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm all in for this. I pre-ordered. Cheapest pre-order I've ever done.
Well, that is well said, my man. I'm going to kind of bounce through, guys, and then we're going to kind of talk a little bit more on what's happening here. But CT, you're also a huge X-Men fan. haven't really. We can't. Well, that's a lie. We've talked, but the people haven't really heard your thoughts on the figure itself. So if you,
this Wolverine, this passes. This absolutely, fits the bill. Are there things that I would tweak? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the metallic gloves and the metallic pantaloons. Whatever. But and he's a little clean for my liking. For a Wolverine, I like him a little bit more feral, so to speak. And the height, I think. It gives me, it tells me just how accurate or how accuracy, how important that is to them to hit that. Because, this was an opportunity for us to get away from Hugh Jackman. And the one thing that always drove me nuts about Hugh was, how big he was, how tall he was.
Yeah, he was.
Other than that, yeah, I mean, but I can look past that. I can. The sideshow was no shorter. The sideshow didn't hit on any of these. The claws, I kind of dig. Now they don't really fit. They don't match. Like when you saw him, those are like a Todd McFarlane style of claw. The way he drew them. There's a cover. There's Incredible Hulk number 340, where he's on the cover. He's in a brown suit though, and he's got the claws, and he's got Hulk in the reflection of the claws. These are the claws. The way they flail out like samurai swords on the end too. Very Todd McFarlane. But if you look at some of those poses, those claws really do sell the pose a little bit more. It looks a little bit, more wild when you spread those things out. And they're
man, like that, like
yeah. Man. But you're right. Those things obviously don't fit in his forearms.
I mean, it's a little exaggerated.
You've got disbelief here a little bit, but that's what you do in the comic book world, right?
Yep.
And,
of course.
And, that's the way the comics are. So this is a good fit. I like it. And the price point, are you kidding me? This is Honō Studios HS01. This is the start of a whole new line. Imagine you could turn back the clock and get that first Hot Toys that came out.
This is in that kind of.
You could have people just collect nothing but Honō. They might say, I am all in. I'm getting in the beginning. I can get behind this. I like the price point. I might even sell my Hot Toys. I'm not. No, I'm just saying there might be some people.
There may be
into it and say, before I go too far down the line, I'm going to get in on this. This is cool. This is the beginning of a whole new line.
Yeah, man. But
There's a lot going on that I like about this figure.
There is a lot, guys, and we are going to be talking about this pretty much most of the night, guys. So 150 in the chat. Let's hit that like button, man. Subscribe to all my friends here. And speaking of friends, look at this guy.
Hey. Sorry, I'm late.
No, it's all right.
I apologize.
You're okay. You're fashionably late.
Fashionably, yes.
How are you? You got your waters handy? You ready to go?
I got one of them. I ran in here, so I didn't get to. Yeah, good.
Oh no! Did you get to open all your packages today?
I opened the big box.
Okay.
Ooh.
Very impressive.
Was it exciting?
You know what? It was. I don't think I've received 5 figures.
Yeah.
Was it 5 figures at once? Ever? Have I ever?
Do you like it better that way, or do you like it one at a time? You like the chip?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty great.
No, I'm glad, man. I'm glad.
5 Star Trek figures at once.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I had him
rounding out that Voyager. I mean, I know we need Neelix, but still.
Yeah. Neelix,
wow.
and then yeah, bro, dude. So, well, thank you obviously for being here, Rob, dude. We're gonna talk a little
now,
deep.
I gotta ask you guys this. I've been looking at this. I've been listening to the conversation backstage. So is this affiliated with Hot Toys?
Yeah. So I didn't know if you were filled in, right? So okay. So this is let me
Hot
move
Toys
this.
put it out on their page.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Honō Toys, and if you
Studio.
they've got the kind of the little fiery Hot Toy logo in the O. It's a new Instagram account.
Yeah.
Hot Toys promoting the shit out of it. They are kind of like they're a new company of Hot Toys, and so
That's
I want to.
Okay.
Well, so a little later we'll talk about what that means, right? But yeah, for the most part, they came out and they say, "Hey, listen, we're giving you guys entry level or entry grade," is what they said, figures, and they're opening with this Wolverine. In the States, he went up for $160, so it's pretty cheap considering the hobby that we're in. But
have they announced anything other than this? Are they just doing Marvel Comics figures?
See, that's where we don't know, right? I mean, they had this on display. I don't have the photo with me right now. I'm sure you guys saw it, but behind him they had kind of this little like little art piece behind in silhouettes, and you saw Thor and you saw Magneto.
Yep.
Right.
So yeah, but again, that's comic book. So does that mean this is just a comic line? I mean, I'm not really sure where we're heading yet. This is all very
I mean, you know, what I would say, and we've talked about this a lot, when you collect figures, you want a line of them. You know, it's because if you only have like one or two, like right now, my frustration is my Watchmen collection. I love the Watchmen. I love the comic. I love the movie. You've got Comedian, Rorschach, Silk Spectre. We have Ozymandias coming out. But Night Owl and Dr. Manhattan, they've never made a Night Owl in a large scale. And I want them all. We're getting them from So-So Toys. We got 2 from Hot Toys. And that was over the course of the last 15 years. So if I'm going to get in on this action, I've got my Mondo. You know, if I want to do the Mondo already, you know, Mondo's going the animated series route.
correct. Yeah.
So if I look at this is now putting the X-Men in a time and a place. This costume.
Yep.
You know, so my question is, are they going to give me the rest of the X-Men that go with this time and place of Wolverine? And if not, and like you said, they teased Magneto and Thor.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean? So over the course
what
of
does that mean?
does that mean over the course of the next year, they're going to release 2 other figures and I'm going to put them up, and where are they going to go in my collection? Where do I put them? You know, and that's the thing. I mean, it's really cool. And $160 is, let's face it, that was first generation Hot Toy prices.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So it's cool that we get this and you get a few arms and some swap outable. I mean, this looks really good, but then what? I don't want to buy, you know, it's funny because I have my right behind me, the John Lennon figure. That was the one and only Molecule 8 figure they ever made. They were going to put out other figures, Jack Burton, the Willy Wonka, the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka. They never made another figure before they flamed out. So the question that I have is, this is a cool figure, but Sideshow's made one, Mondo's made one, now Honō is making one, and that's all well and good, but I want to know what else they're going to make.
That's a good point.
No, it is a good point, man.
And I don't mean to be Debbie Downer, like roll in here late and be like, wah, wah, wah. I don't mean to be that guy.
No, that's not at all. No, at all, because we don't know, right? And that's the thing. Because I
like this figure, to be honest. I mean, look at
he
those
looks
arms.
Fucking great.
It's a great look. It's great, but I don't know what it's supposed to be. Is it an animated? Is it? Are they going to do a kind of like how
the flavor text said, like, you know, comic book? So
I thought they did a pretty good job explaining it, though. And when, you know, in the promotion, they explained what they were going to do, and they touched a little bit on what to expect in the future. They
did
talked about that they want innovating on the most iconic pop culture characters, The Honō team specializes in high quality, highly articulated collectible figures with entry grade pricing. So there's been a couple of communications that have gone out that have given us a little bit more of an idea of what to expect. And I mean, they're starting up a whole new company here.
Right.
This is clearly it's Hot Toys. A company just doesn't walk out and have licenses for all these figures. This is a way for Hot Toys to combat these third-party companies.
Yes.
Other companies, we can talk about those later.
That's a really good point.
But there's a lot of people coming out with X-Men figures. There's So Toys, Present Toys, Mondo. Everyone's on the X-Men bandwagon, except for Hot Toys. Now they are in the middle of doing battle with InArt and now J&D. Right? Yep. They're on all fronts. And on top of it, they've got these guys eating their lunch from the bottom. So they can't water down their brand and lower their prices. That doesn't look good for the Hot Toys brand, especially when you get these heavy competitors coming out with premium. You've got to build premium and keep that Hot Toys name a premium brand. So
those are great points. There's also another point too, is that the Marvel MCU is dead. They can re-release figures they've already put out, but over the last, we haven't seen the Thor Love and Thunder figures come out.
Right.
We haven't seen Quantum Mania figures come out. And now who's going to buy Marvel's figures? So you've got an entire now. And the only movie that's coming out from the MCU in 2024 is Deadpool 3, which should be a good selling line, depending on who's in the movie. And that could save Hot Toys. But if not, you're going to have Hot Toys go by 2 years. And the only stuff they're going to release is Star Wars. And that's not even the biggest for them in the Asian market.
Yeah.
So they're trying to, it's interesting that they're, I didn't really think about it until I just heard you actually lay that out. But they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Hot Toys is in trouble, like in a way, if they were to put out a comic line, because they're not tied to movies, they do a good comic line like this that people like, they could, and they keep at this price point, they could suddenly supercharge their sales, especially moving into the next 2 years where they've got a real issue.
It's a good point.
And I think what they're going to do with that, Rob, is you hit that right on the head. They're right. That Marvel property isn't pristine. It isn't bulletproof the way it used to be.
No.
And you see that with what they did, this week with that, last couple of weeks, you've been seeing what they did with that Spider-Man. That Spider-Man is amalgamation of a bunch of Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
They made it rare and they put it out, and it, it's based off some comics. It's based off the animated, Spider-Man animated series. They're pulling off nostalgia, and they have to do that. And I think what they're also going to do is not just pull from the comic book nostalgia, not just pull from, they're going to pull from their own nostalgia, meaning that a lot of things that we looked at that were grails are going to come back out. They're going to repurpose them, update, give us updated paint sculpts, updated goods, and put it out, and we're going to buy it. They're going to have to capitalize off that nostalgia, because you're right. Right now, the film properties aren't doing what they. It's fair to say they're not what they used to be. That's the fairest thing we can talk about.
No, and like, you've got Aquaman 2 coming out, but I can't imagine. They went in heavily on the Flash line. Yeah. Now, I want those figures. But will a lot of people, because people didn't like that movie? It's going to be really interesting. So, they put out are people going to buy Barry Allen from that film that underperformed? Are they going to buy Michael Keaton? I love that Michael Keaton figure. Sure. It's really cool. I think a lot of people are going to pass up.
Right? Is that what you're thinking? Like the majority is what they're concerned about, right? Majority sales.
Yeah, because like if you're like, for me, I'm a superhero fan, and you could think of if you don't like the Flash, you could think of that Michael Keaton figure as an Elseworlds aging Batman figure.
Different Batman. Yeah.
Now, what's really interesting to me about this Wolverine figure is they've already started a comic book line like that Iron Man figure from the comics, the classic comics.
Yeah.
So they've already started. So if I was like thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to buy this figure, to answer my own question, I guess, is where would it go? Well, now it's going to stand next to that Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know, and then whatever other, like that So Toys Magneto's dope. Or not so present toys. The present toys
with the chair.
You know, so Wolverine could go there and you could say, okay, this is my Age of Apocalypse line or whatever it's supposed to be. You know, so there's already figures that have come out that way, but it's, I mean, I would love to see an entire, at least an X-Men team. Like, give me I'd love to see a Cyclops, a Jean Grey, a Beast, a Colossus. Give me at least like a 5-member X-Men team in this style.
I think we're going to get it because if you look at the branding on the photos and of the, you know, the listing for this, it says X-Men clearly. So I think so I really think we're going to get, I mean, I think once this one is out and people eat it up the way they expect to, which I think people really wanted this, and the price point is beautiful. So that's going to bring a lot of people, a lot of comic enthusiasts. That's going to bring your current collectors. That's going to bring, most importantly, new collectors.
And they don't have likeness rights they have to deal with.
There you go.
And all they're dealing with is since they're not dealing with the movies, it's just a comic book property. So I bet the licensing fee is a lot cheaper.
I don't know though, right? Like, I mean, this is stuff that we're just kind of speculating at this point, right? Because is Honō Toys just, because they didn't mention that, right? They didn't mention that in their blurb kind of description that it was going to be, you know, comic centric. So what does this mean? Can we, you know, and CT and I talked about this earlier, like, could they give us Star Wars like this? Could they give us cheaper clones or cheaper stormtroopers? Or, you know, are they gonna do anything that actually has a physical face to it and hair? Assuming it would be sculpted, of course, because this is supposed to be entry level. They're not going to do rooted, but you know what I mean? This is all we have to base right now. And it is Wolverine. He has no face, you know, it's just white eyes and a mouthpiece. So
I think it's anything off comic or anything off cartoons. This is going to be Honō. This is going to be Honō Studios.
I can see them.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can see them doing the Sideshow Clone Wars figures and doing them better. Right? Sideshow they had the right idea. They were going down the right path. And of course, like, you know, Lucy and Charlie Brown, you know, pulled the football and just disaster at the last second. But they had it. I was on board. I'm a Clone Wars collector. And when I saw that animated version of it, I was on board with that line too. I could see them doing an animated line and running it under Honō. I can see
I guess that's possible, right? But guys, Mario's just joined us. What is up, Mario?
Hey.
Got a full screen, you man. I always look.
Why?
See if you've got something new. Sometimes you have something new.
Something new? No, nothing
the
at all.
Iron Man's there, but that's not new, right?
Something new? No, nothing at all.
The wheel?
Nothing at all.
Did you get a Jack Sparrow in, or
no? I've had this for a while. Just don't have it on display here.
Nice.
Yeah,
nothing new in.
No, nothing new.
Serious.
No, nothing new.
Oh shit! All right, man. And how are you, my friend?
Doing good, man. I'm doing really good, man. Just a little tired. Been a busy day. Christmas time's coming up, so just preparing for the holidays, all this fun stuff. So, yeah, lots of fun festivities with family.
Hell yeah, my man.
Food and all kinds of good stuff.
Family, food, and fun, man. That's what it's all about, man. During the
holidays, man.
Hell yeah.
Folks and fun.
Hey, that's the old McDonald's fucking commercial.
That's right.
Was it? Oh, that's right, yo. I can believe that.
Hell yeah.
We're the good old days.
We're old, man. We are old. I gotta move this around so Mario's not hidden.
Hey.
Mario, let's talk about this a little bit. I know you talked about it too, but is it the quality you want to talk about, or is it the impact? What's going on?
This Honō Studio was kind of came out of nowhere, you know. I mean, this whole new company that's backed up, you know, even with a brand like Hot Toys, I I don't know how reliable this company can actually be. I mean, me personally, I feel like it has to meet my 3 challenges, you know. So if I'm not sure if they can actually deliver on time, like is the I mean, granted the price is nice, but what can we expect from a $160 figure, guys? Huh? What can we expect?
Oh Jesus!
I mean, I just don't know. I just don't know.
You don't know. But what do you
know?
What? What do you think? I mean, have you given it much thought yet? I mean,
I don't care for it, to be honest, man. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
It's all right. But this is one of those things at $160. I mean, that's an amazing price point.
Yeah.
Can we actually scrutinize it though? When everybody gets it in hand, if anybody starts tearing it apart, is it valid? Is that opinion valid for $160? Because that's going to be the thing, you know, right? Oh, we got this, and I don't like this, but it's $160. Oh, I like this, but this kind of happens. This feels kind of cheap. It's $160. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of curious where they plan to go with this, which you guys were talking about earlier about what other potential figures can actually come from this line. And CT, I don't know if I like the idea of them doing clones, man. I want premium clones, dude. I don't know if I want $160 clones. It'll be nice, but I don't know if, as far as the quality.
Yeah, but what if you figure, you know, why are you paying $250 for a clone?
Well, I mean, if they can show me,
is it the artistry? Is it the artists that they have there painting
for bodies that aren't loose and don't fall apart? Maybe, I don't know. So
right, so it's still too early to tell how this body
premium materials.
Right?
It really is. We really don't know how these are gonna, you know, stand the test of time in a sense.
I don't think we're gonna get anything that's I don't think we're gonna get anything like clones or anything deep like that. And the reason why is because they don't want to. It's a slippery slope with this whole thing with this Honō Studios. It's like, what do you make? What do you make the $160 figure versus the $260 figure? You know what I'm saying? And I think they want to keep that. I think honestly, Honō Studios is for anything that's animated, or anything that's that is out the comics or something like that. I think this is what we're because a lot of people wanted this. They wanted like comic accurate figures for years. So that's what I think Honō Studios is. I think it's that. I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's going to be anything like outside of the stuff we're getting from Star Wars and
what if they blow your mind and give you a dark side Anakin?
I think they'll be doing themselves. Honestly, I think they'll be doing themselves a disservice.
Yeah, probably.
Well, what's really weird too is that on one hand you've got Hot Toys going the artist and figure route, where they want to compete with, you know, whether it's InArt or anyone else who steps in. And then on the other hand, they're going backwards to create an entry-level line. So to get a 6-scale figure, one company now has created a spread from $160 to $500 for the same product, essentially. A 1/6 scale figure. And one of the things that I have often thought was strange, like when Justin came here and I was able to hold those InArt prototypes, they were great. You know, I held the Aragorn, even though it was an early prototype, the Gandalf, the Batman, the Joker, and they were impressive. But what was really interesting when I was holding these figures, I was struck by the fact that they're still just 6-scale figures.
Exactly.
And when you're holding them up, sure, the quality of them and the facial, the likenesses were great. But at the end of the day, if you have a $160 figure and you have a $600 figure, and they're both 6-scale figures, and you're looking at more than $400 of value between them, how do you define that? What makes what? And I think the hobby is going into a place where, like, we all want these artisan figures, the best looking figures possible, but now they've done this themselves. They've created a fluctuation for like the same, like, I understand a car, you know, you buy a Toyota or you buy a Koenigsegg, and there's one's $2 million and the other's $50,000. And I understand that, but it's a car. But with a 6-scale figure, it's a body, it's arms, legs, and costume and whatever accessories. So how are you going to define that price spread now? So the entire hobby is like, I mean, I guess people can collect what they want, but at the end of the day, how do you justify such price points between what's essentially the same product? What makes one worth $400 more?
I think this is really smart on Hot Toys' part. They're the mothership. And right now they're being attacked and eaten at both ends, at the top end and at the bottom.
That's right.
And their focus here is to focus on what they talk about entry-level pricing. So entry level, right now their market, let's just say their market share is this. If you target that entry level, it goes like that. You're bringing in a lot more. You're getting, okay, here's some, you got 3-0 at this price point, making 6 scale. 3-0, Mondo, Present Toys, Mars Toys, Saturn Toys, So-So Toys, S-Hero. I could go on and on. These guys are making Batman figures, animated figures, X-Men figures. Nothing of this is very high-end sculpt type figures. A lot of this is animated stuff that Honō is going to be able to cover. And again, they're not going to drop their brand, right? They're going to build premium into Hot Toys. They got to keep it that way.
Right.
Right?
Hot Toys
So
not going to change.
Honō can
Right.
focus on that. Honō can focus on that while they focus up at the guys up at the top. And when you look at the top, we got J&D Studios, Queen in Art, and Hot Toys. Hot Toys is your mass producer. Neither one of these companies could inflict a mortal wound, I think, on Hot Toys by themselves. But together, getting eaten from below and from the top, you could die from a cut from 1,000 cuts.
Yeah,
So
Good. Yeah.
what they're doing right now is very smart. And
Corner in the market.
yeah, J&D is going to be known for exclusivity, right? They're going to be like, we're going to make 500. People aren't even going to be able to get these figures, right? But people are going to be after them. The very top end of our collecting community is going to go after these very hard. They're going to want them, right? That exclusivity. So Hot Toys, even if they don't beat you out on that exclusivity and they exist, they're going to have to battle it out with InArt. There's going to be that little battle. Hot Toys is still going to win. Just look at their Joker, their artisan Joker. They sold plenty of them. They, even though InArt came out, they sold theirs. InArt showed that there is market in here. They can do it. They can sell $1,000 figure. People will buy it. Hot Toys said, fine, we'll come out with something. People bought it up, right? It's yet to come out, right? That story isn't played out, but they showed, look, people will buy these Jokers. They will. And I know everyone's like, why did J&D do the Joker? People will buy these goddamn Jokers.
Yeah,
They want the best Joker. It is not done yet. And I love it. I love that we've got all three companies making a Joker. Here it is. End of story. We're going to know going forward. But I think still Hot Toys is going to come out on top. They're the mass producer. These guys can only make. They've got to learn how, all that stuff, the magnetic eyes, all of that innovation is incredible. But let's see if they can mass produce that and get it out. InArt's struggling.
No, those are great fucking points, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say I do have a couple super chats, guys, that I'm going to get to in just a second. But Equan, dude, super great point. This is the other point that we were discussing earlier, dude. The 6-inch community are raving about this Wolverine. Even they are on board, and I think that's another tactic involved here. Now, I mean, I understand what you mean, Rob. Like, where's this going if it's going to be all X-Men? But taking that aside for a moment, I think that this is another play on Hot Toys where they can start kind of grabbing the eyes of the 12 scale community, because it's no longer a $250+ figure. This is priced maybe a little more than like a Mezco. Some of those Mezcos, 120, Jay, right? $120, $130, $40.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden you're going to be able to attract this kind of audience. But before we continue, guys, let me just go ahead and hit this up real quick, because I do have a couple backed up here, man. TK Magic Shop, dude, I do appreciate, man, dude. $2 super chat, man. Says, love the channel, dude. Thank you, my man. Love the content. Always fire, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that very much. And Rockamon Chris, my man, for $10, dude. Thank you, brother. So this company, the company was clear. The releases will be adaptations of famous properties. Don't expect them to make things as they are. They will produce the things we know with their own take. Interesting. Well, thank you, my man, dude, for the super chat, brother. But yeah, maybe that is their own take because we don't know, right?
I agree. I thought they were very clear on what their mission statement is and where their focus is going to be. And I'm extremely excited. Chris, we were talking in Discord. He made a good comparison too in regards to the way Hot Toys is with InArt or J&D. It's like Ford versus Ferrari, right? I mean, they're going to have that Ferrari out there, but how many Ferraris can they make? How many of those things can they make?
It's true.
The Hot Toys is just going to bang out that that Ford, bang, 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 and they're going to be just fine. They'll see. If people really want to pay for these magnetic eyes, if they really want that silicone stuff, do you really think Howard doesn't have in his drawer his own magnetic eyes, his own silicone? He just hasn't gone that path because why would he have to? Why would he? Why would he incur that cost? He's got competition now. They're pushing this stuff. Competition breeds innovation. And here we are. This is a great time for all of us, whether you're a high-end collector or now an entry-level collector. I think it's like, boom, they hit a button and they reset the clock. Collectors are going to be able to get in on this Honō line, and they're going to love that. They're going to love to get in on a line, get that HS01, and they will collect nothing but that line. It'll pull people up maybe from Black Series and stuff like that. It was too big of a jump. This is more digestible, and it's not a third party, so you feel like I'm getting it. The other thing this does, it hurts these third party companies. It hurts these other companies because Honō is going to be pulling talent. They're going to be saying, we're growing, we're doing things. You want to work for them, or you want to work for a hot new startup, that is affiliated with Hot Toys, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because they mentioned that in their description, right? They said they have like a whole new talented team of like new artists and things like that. So I dude, this is
I like it.
And most importantly, they're just getting new customers. That's how I'm looking at this whole entry level thing. Yeah, because you take those customers and you'll get some people. They do more Honda figures. You'll get some people to say, "Hey, I'm just gonna get. This is where I'm at. I'm getting my Honda figure. I got Wolverine. They may make a Storm. They may make a Cyclops. Let's be honest. Most likely they'll make a Cyclops or a Magneto or something like that to go with this. And those people will be like, look, I'm on Honō. Those people grow up, they get other jobs, they move into another pay bracket. They start looking at let me look at this. I think it's time for me to graduate. Oh wow, look at this figure right here. Damn, I think I want an Iron Man. Boom, you have a Hot Toys collector. You know what I'm saying? So this is good. This is good. This is good business. I agree with CT.
I agree. Let me real quick, man, because I know we got kind of a full panel. Dude, Harry, man, been kind of quiet over there, brother. What do you think? I know you want to jump in. I
feel like CT kind of just brought up every single point already, so I feel like we can just wrap it up and just go.
Shit, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. But I think this is just very exciting, honestly. Just Hot Toys is just trying to cover every single market at this point, right?
Right.
You got J&D coming in, you got InArt coming in for the high end stuff, and what do they do? Artisan. And now they have an answer to all the other, lower end, slightly lower end market as well. And I think, yeah, like you mentioned, CT, it's just a very smart decision business wise. And it's just super exciting. It could mean anything at this point.
No, I agree. I fucking Asian.
Like,
Asian.
That's the only reason why he's here.
That's fucking fun. No, he's always here, man. Come on, man. Shit, I'm kidding. But bouncing around, Rob. I mean, so what do you think? I mean, you think those are valid That's valid, right? I mean, like
I mean, no, those are all great points. I mean, I think that what is it supposed to come out the end of the year? You know, quarter of 2020,
that's the other thing. Is it going to be a year and a half turnaround? Like, we don't know.
Well, you know what I also think too is I will say this, and just because you working for X06 and it's a perfect example, it's getting to the point where we're getting like an X06 figure a month.
Yeah,
and I'm really enjoying that as a Star Trek collector, because to be honest, I don't know how much time I have left to wait for. I mean, I want them now, and all these things that we're collecting, they take so long to get in hand. And like with the MCU, I think the length of time, because we were talking about the fact that the MCU, the movies, you've got basically a 2-year period of time, because maybe people will get the Thor Love and Thunder figures. I'll get a Kang figure just because it's Kang, and the Kang could go into a comic collection as well because it looks like Kang. But other than that, the Marvels. I mean, I'd love to get a Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel figure out of the comics, but no one's going to do that. And I just wonder in the next 2 years, like, what's Hot Toys? I would think that it's interesting to me. I would have thought when they put this out, they would have gone more the X06 route and had these ready to go. Like, announce it, drop it in a month and a half or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months.
Here's the thing. We don't know, right? I mean, they could actually have 3, 4, 5, 6 figures kind of lined up, and then this is just their schedule, because you don't want to overwhelm anybody, right? I mean, in any market, right? You're going to saturate. I mean,
well, they've got 2 years. I mean, it's interesting that they're doing this now, because into 2024, they're going to need that. And this could really supercharge their 2024 and 2025.
Hugely, because they're not going to have a lot of product. I mean,
there's in 2024, you've got one Marvel movie coming out, and you have 2 Star Wars shows. You have Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte. So that's not a lot of new product for Hot Toys.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting if they really do put this Rey movie into production. That's still 2 years away, minimum. So it's interesting. Like, it seems like this is, like you guys are all saying, it's good business that they're doing this line. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it develops. Because I think as more and more companies are dipping their toes into the 6-scale market, there's only so much. I don't see that a lot of 6-scale collectors are getting made. I mean, I'd be curious to see. I mean, I don't think anyone's done any numbers here. How many high-end 6-scale collectors are being newly minted every week or every year? Like kids coming up. When do you jump into the hobby? How old are you to be able to afford this kind of money when you're going to collect? And how many new collectors are there? And there's no data on that, but it'd be interesting to see, because collecting, it ebbs and flows.
Yeah, and some people bail out for a while too.
And it's going to be interesting to see, because right now I see, like, it's in a way maybe this break, because there's more toys being made all the time. It's going to be interesting to see where the hobby develops over the next, with these new players, with these new high-end figures. Like I keep thinking about all them with these skeletons, with this new, is it J&D? What is it, J&D?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see. Like, I'm not going to buy another Joker. I have the InArts Jokers. I've got Hot Toys. I've got like 5 different Heath Ledger Jokers. And if their next figure is Gandalf or Superman or something, what would be the thing we would buy? Like, what would you guys buy if you could have one figure that was like this? What would that figure be?
Star Wars Mario, right?
T800.
I don't know.
That's a good one.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd be willing to spend this kind of money on I mean, presumably the price is correct. I don't know if I'm willing to spend that kind of money on something like this. While it's nice, innovative, it checks all the boxes, but I don't know if I can do it. I'd rather spend the money on something like on a nice statue or a prop or something like that, man.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
because because I had a hard time with. I mean, I was willing to pay the max, with the Joker 2-pack from InArt. That's it. And if the rumors are true, we're looking at 2,000 plus for a 2-pack of this Joker. Another Joker that I'm sure that a lot of people are already may be tired of collecting right now. But at the same time, from what I understand, the CEO of J&D is saying that this isn't really for us, right? They've got their own fan base of J&D collectors that could be running out of space, and this could be something for them, right? That are already used to spending that kind of money on something like this. So if they need more space, they've got that same quality, but in a 6-scale figure.
See, the thing is, while this is really, really cool, when you put it on a shelf, you're gonna know that it has all that's really cool.
Dude, that's the shit right here, though. Jay and I, we talked about this. Dude, I don't care that this is a Joker. What I care about is that moving eyes,
moving eyeballs. This is something that actually NR was working on, but couldn't implement it.
Yeah, but yet here J&D did. So does that
have they though?
Well,
we'll find out.
Because Ennard said Gandalf was, the figures that they had coming out were going to have it, and they abandoned it in production. They couldn't make it work, and they had to retool. So J&D, I know they're very ambitious. They've got great plans, but they still have got to make 500 of these.
Yeah, but CC, do you think that could be a case of different materials that were used as to what is some sort of like plastic resin that Ennard was using in their head sculpts versus silicone and the endoskeleton?
It could be. It absolutely could be. But like I said, until they mass produce something, they're not going to know what they run into in the production.
Exactly.
And working with silicone and the temperature, who knows? I mean, it's very exciting.
It is, and
I'm never going to get one. I mean, these are $1,700, man. I love everyone saying $800. You are not getting what they're showing. You got to read what they're showing you. If you want those articulated hands in this, it's going to be a $1,700 figure.
But we could be looking at the early makings of what could be the standard within the next few years. As the technology evolves, gets even cheaper. This is something that we could see as a standard going forward.
Look at even if Ennard and J&D aren't here in the future, what they've brought to the table will remain. They've forced Hot Toys to come up, right? And maybe people won't care about magnetic eyes. We're like, whoa, wow, but we might be like, after a while.
Sure.
Maybe we find out silicone sucks. Dust sticks to it. They're hard to clean. I don't know. I've never owned anything like that, so I don't know. I'm just putting stuff out there. We don't know what we're gonna like as a collector, but it's cool. We're gonna see, and Hot Toys can pick and choose after when the damage is done and all the dust settles. They can. And whoever's around,
I have no doubt they're going to do something like this, right? They're going to incorporate or ideas.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's
Artisan
what all
2.0
do, right? Somebody, Apple will do something, Android will do this, and they'll go, "Oh, you know what? I like that. I'm going to do this too." Right? Yeah. So definitely is going to be a good for everybody. I do want to shout out though real quick, man. Brian, what is good, my man, dude?
Hey, Brian,
what's up, man? I see you going. You guys doing that con over there right now? Are you still over there right now? I look like you guys are having a lot of fun over there, man. Let me know, dude, man. Shout out, man, to Brian, Moduspace, my dude. No, and I'll agree with that. And this is kind of why this is the only reason I brought up J&D right now is because what we're talking about tonight, is looking at Honō coming in on entry level, right? That's the kind of the lowest entry price, and in the stark contrast where this is, as of now, right, the most expensive, manufactured, right, like licensed. I mean, like outside of customs, right? So we got J&D like super high up there. In art, I would say it's fair to say like below, and then Hot Toys, but Hot Toys is like still that giant, right? So and now with Honō, it's gonna be like. It's crazy to see that we have, and Rob, I know you've said this, dude, and you're right, man. Like you've said it stuck with me. I know it resonated with Jay, that at the end of the day, it's still a 6-scale figure. But the point that I'm trying to make is that the options now compared to like what we had even like 4 years ago.
Right.
It's a whole fucking spread, dude.
Yeah. It's a whole new ball game now, and I think that's great. I love the innovation. I think we needed it. I think it was a time where Hot Toys was king of the hill, and they were just giving us the same old, and it was getting tiresome. 2018 to 2020, it was getting a little redundant. Let's be honest. We got some good grails through those years, and they knew that. They knew they had grails, and they knew they were the top of the food chain. But now that people went and challenged them, they stepped it up, and rightfully so. And I think the Hot Toys, the way they do their eyes, it makes sense for them. They found a cheap and effective way of getting it done. But let's be honest, for all of us that are collectors, it is a bitch to do. And sometimes, frankly, once we get it locked in, we don't want to really go and do it anymore. Messing with those little eyes, with the little sticks and all that. It takes some time to get it done. I'm glad that we have it, but yeah, if I can find an easier way to do it, yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing: do I want to pay $1,700 per figure? Hell no. No, it's not necessary.
Can I ask you something, Jay?
Sure.
Well, I guess everybody for this. Now, I don't want to come off kind of dismal here or cynical, but let's take this Joker for example, right? Because that's what they're showing us, right? Presumably, this Joker's coming out on the market. Silicone, maybe the silicone turns to shit over 20 years, 30 years, whatever. The question is anybody going to care about the Dark Knight Joker in 20 years? You know,
I think so.
So even you yourself, let's say you buy this now in 2024, right? And then it's 2044, 20 years from now. Will that really bother you? Or are people going to be, or even 40 years, right? I mean, like, sometimes I don't think we think that far ahead. So I wonder, is that a general concern if it is even a problem?
For me personally, you're talking to a guy that is in love with Terminator to the point that it's ridiculous, and I have it tattooed on my body. And that movie is how old? You know what I'm saying? So I think
the original or Terminator 2?
Terminator 2. Well, both of them. Terminator 2.
Celebrates its 40th anniversary next year.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. So those two movies, I mean, that's my religion. So for me, now, is Dark Knight my religion? No. Do I love those movies? Do I love that? Do I love The Dark Knight? Do I love that movie? Do I think it's straight up art? The Dark Knight to me is almost like a play. Everybody, Heath Ledger's performance actually leveled. If you look at it, I think leveled everybody up, even to the lady that's on Power that plays the I forget, she plays she's the agent. I think she's with she's which we'll call his partner. Anyway, everybody in that movie was on their A game. So for me, that's just a great piece of film. I look at that movie like I feel about that movie like some people feel about The Godfather. So to answer your question, for me, it holds up. So yeah, I'm all in.
I think it's going to hold up in Asia too. Asia they love The Dark Knight. I mean that.
Oh no, they do. They do. I'm just wondering, like, realistically, dude, I don't know what the hell I fucking did last week, you know, let alone 20 years ago. So I'm just trying to think in my head, like, if we fast forward 20 years and I have this Joker and it starts to kind of degrade, then am I going to be like, God damn it, I spent fucking $1,700 on this shit back in 2023, and you know, that's where I'm just.
You know what? That's a whole nother thing too. And CT kind of brought that up. Like, people got to understand, if people are going to buy into, and all you statue collectors that you know, you guys know this too. If you're going to buy these high-end pieces that's using silicone and all this stuff, dust does stick to silicone. The whole way that you collect, even the way you display, has to change. Your maintenance schedules have to change. All this comes into play. You know what I'm saying? It's not a thing where you could just put it up in a detolf and just call it a good day. No, them shits get dust in it. And for all of us that have muscle racks are good. Anthony, you know, like I know, they're not dust proof. You can do whatever you want. They're not dust proof. Like, yeah, so there's the commercial for Maji cases right there.
I don't have them no matter what I try to do. Moduspace for the win, Brian. No, I agree. Because it's frustrating. Dust is a nightmare. I know a lot of you guys in the chat are talking about the heat. That could be a nightmare. Mario, you were trying to say something though.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, even so, we all know like getting on ground floor on new technology is always expensive.
Yes.
History has proven that it's usually best to wait for second or third generation for things to evolve.
It's true.
It's kind of difficult to justify going in on something so expensive that's so brand new, right? That with everything that's with so many unknowns in regards to the quality of the silicone, in regards to the quality of everything else. Individually punched hair, that sounds great, but could things potentially fall out of the silicone as well? I mean, we really don't know. Like, people are asking questions about how is this material going to hold up in the in different weather conditions as well. So there's just too many unknowns for such a new technology to be really investing in something like this. But y'all can do it for those that can manage it. It's great. Well, that'd be awesome.
I wish I could. I'm out.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just gonna be too high. Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I my esteemed colleague CT there. I'm with you in the sense that there's only so much disposable income, that people have, and one of the things I think, like I've always said, that I think what we're going to see progressing in the 6 scale hobby is people's displays. And I really think that we're going to see people, they're going to start, like, if I could do it right now, I would start printing out backgrounds for Moduspace cases, like the pieces on the back where you slide in like the back of your Moduspace case.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's Titan from Infinity War. And you'd have backgrounds, because I've seen people do that. And whether you've got like the DF60s or the DF120s, I want like to be able to build more environmental stuff within those modules. Like, if I had the money, if I was so inclined, I would start a 6th scale accessories company.
Oh, now we're on a new company tonight, Rob.
No, but
last week
the price point though would be right.
That's why I'm joking around. Like last week, we're starting a company. I'm doing this.
Tonight, but I mean,
we're doing the Department of Figure Collecting or something like that. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Sorry,
but no, like in terms of accessories and things like that are that accentuate your collection that you already have. And I think that it makes it, makes something more exciting. I do think that displays are going to be the thing, because with these figures, it's like, okay, we all love these figures. And like, I bought the InArts 2-pack. I mean, how could I not buy that? It's kind of thing. I bought it, but at the end of the day, when you're watching like, you can buy whatever you want. There's so much stuff out there. It's all great. But I don't know. I want to see the diversification of subjects. Like, I still harp on the fact that I've got no Dora Milaje figures, and I'm like, I want them.
Hey, Rob, did you have the Hot Toys Joker?
Yeah, I've got the first DX and the second DX.
And you felt like, I how could I not? I've got to get that in our Joker. So do you feel that same way about J&D? Are you getting that?
No.
You're not.
No, because I mean, what's really the reason I don't feel that way is because a lot of their innovations, you can't really see them. I'll know that they're there, but I mean, it's like, what are you going to do? It's really, they're really cool from a gimmicky standpoint, and from the fact that it would depend on I'm sure they're going to be beautifully made, and the eyes and all that. But at the end of the day, if I've got a figure sitting on a shelf, and let's say I'm 6 feet away from, I got a shelf right here. Let's say I'm 6 feet away from that. I know that it's there, and I know it's a cool figure. But so what? I mean, I'd much rather have the best looking figure I can get. I don't need that. Like even the InArts figures are great for what they are. But I'll tell you something, my DX Joker on a shelf is great. And of course the InArts figures with the rooted, I like the rooted hair. It's great.
What about that bank robber Joker?
Well, yeah, I mean, you mean the one that's right over here? Yeah.
Oh God.
But that's the thing. It gets to the point where I would much rather have a $1,700 6 scale figure. I'd much rather have 5 Hot Toys figures.
Sure, I don't. Of course. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Here's the thing, and I'll say it this way: like,
it's too much. $1,700 is too much unless it's some kind of a premium character they're just not going to make much of. Like, I don't know what that character would be, but I'll tell you this: like the Prince figure I have here, this custom figure is $2,400. You know, there's one of 30, and I wanted it. I love Prince. I wanted that figure. I've been looking for.
So now that a third-party Prince is coming, do you?
It's not as good. The face sculpt is not as good as this one. I don't think.
You know,
but I'm still buying it.
I would have taken a young indie Harrison Ford from J&D. That would have looked awesome.
See that's
Howard hates him. Howard won't do it, right? So
now that's the figure. Okay, that's a figure I would go $2,000 on.
Okay,
if it was a perfect Indiana Jones from Raiders of the Lost Ark, yeah. If you had a perfect Indiana Jones, that figure is so iconic that if it was as good as J&D can make it, I mean, but there are very few figures like the Heath Ledger Joker is it's great, but it doesn't reach.
He's not Indiana Jones.
He's not Indiana Jones. And I'll tell you something else. I'd go $2,000 on a perfect A New Hope Han Solo. Yeah. If it was, talk about if they can do I'm talking a perfect Harrison Ford likeness, and they could do it. And I'll tell you what else I would do it. If you're going to go Harrison Ford, I'd go for the trifecta. I'd want Rick Deckard from Blade Runner. You give me a great Blade Runner figure, an Indiana Jones figure, just because that movie means a lot to me. Yeah. So there's one actor that I'd be willing to go $2,000 on a perfect Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and I would go. I would also go $2,000 on a Terminator 2.
All right, but Rob, now you're in 10 grand.
See, that was easy. That was easy. The wall came down.
But here's the thing. That's only because they've never, as much as I like my DX Terminator figure, the likeness could be better. And if you could make those iconic, like I'm not going to go deep into a line that's $3,000 or $2,000 a piece, but an Indiana Jones, because I bought the Toys McCoy Indiana Jones figure, and this is going to seem quaint to say, but I think it was $300 20 years ago, whatever that figure was. And at the time, it was the greatest 6-scale figure that had ever come out. That Toys McCoy Indiana Jones figure. And it, you know, it came with a metal idol, and it was awesome. And I never even flinched. I was like, $300 for a 6-scale figure? Are you kidding me? I bought it because it was indie.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, this is the addiction talking, Rob. Because 5 minutes ago, you're like, if it's on my shelf, I don't.
Well, no, but it has to be. Here's the thing:
10 grand in debt now.
But these figures have to be iconic level figures, and there aren't that many that are.
I get that too.
They have to be iconic to justify that price point.
Yeah, I mean, but they also have to look perfect. Like I want people to, if I took a picture of that Indiana Jones figure, it better look absolutely 100% like Harrison Ford. There should be, and I'll tell you something, Hot Toys, for all of their efforts, they've never been able to make a Harrison Ford head sculpt that nailed it.
That's true.
Really? I mean, y'all feel that way about the Stormtrooper one? I thought that was pretty damn strong.
The Stormtrooper Han is the best Han that they've only done 2.
What about Old Man Han from The Force Awakens? That was pretty strong as well.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty
good. You know what?
When they first dropped, everybody was losing their shit.
If you're going to go to Silicon and you're going to give me those eyes, and it has to be perfect. It has to be no. I mean the Indiana Jones they've done, the DX Indiana Jones, the 2-pack Han Solo, they've never nailed it, I don't think. And you know, a novelty figure like that Harrison, the Han Solo Stormtrooper, that's great, but I would much rather have a head sculpt that's that good on a New Hope figure.
Yes.
Or on where's my Empire Strikes Back Bespin Han? Like if you were to do that, if you were to give me a Bespin Han or a New Hope Han, I'd go $2,000 on it if it was perfect. But there's probably like
have to be perfect, yeah.
Yeah, there's like 5 figures I might do that for. And you know what they would have to be? Iconic status means that they can live on a shelf all by themselves.
Yes.
That you don't have to have anything else next to them.
like a DTOF. It's just one shelf by itself, boom, or whatever, right? You don't need companion pieces to accentuate it. It is its own piece. Like you're like, holy shit.
And that's the thing. I mean, you know, the like I would love to get an InArt if InArt did the entire Fellowship from Lord of the Rings. I mean, that's the kind of thing you could collect that, and that would be it. You don't even have to have any other figures. If you could get all of the Fellowship in that kind of quality, you know, what other things do you need?
But also what I would like from that is all that you said, Rob, with that for my $2,000 figure. But I would also need, like, throw everything in the damn box. I'm talking about, if we talk about like a DX13, if we're talking about like a Terminator Schwarzenegger from a T800 from Terminator 2, I want the battle damage version. I want the clean version. I want all of that. I know, and that may shoot up the price a little bit. Let's be honest. I get it.
I agree. But if you're paying that much money, why shouldn't you get it?
Exactly.
I mean, InArt did one of the things about InArt that people don't talk about is how much stuff's in that damn box.
It's overwhelming. It is overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's an experience. Unboxing that thing is like, whoa. It took me a while. It really took me a while. It took me probably like maybe 2 hours. Like to get the video, I was like, I have to stop. It's just too much.
Well, you know, the thing is because it's all individually wrapped. Each little hand, the hand cut, everything's like individually wrapped, and it's like not easily opened either. So you're either cutting with scissors or you're ripping them, and it's like there was a lot of stuff in that InArt 2-pack, which I'm not complaining because it's nice. It's very, very nice, but that was a lot of stuff. Yeah, guys, 200 in the chat, man. Let's hit that like button, man. Subscribe to everybody in the chat here on the panel, man. I got links in the description.
I mean, what are some of you guys' if you could get one figure, if you're going to pay $2,000 for one figure,
Terminator or Ripley?
Terminator.
I mean, honestly,
what would they be?
I don't think I would ever pay $2,000 for a figure.
I just
gun to my head. I'm saying
let's
best
say
in
you
the
did.
loop.
Let's say you had $2,000 to pay for a figure, and the figure was absolutely perfect.
Get that right, CT.
Terminator, T800, or I think I gotta go with yours, Rob. Either be a T800 or shit. And I know we talked about it last week. A damn Linda Carter Wonder Woman. Yes, I would pay that for it. Yes. I would.
Silicon J.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does CT?
I have it right in my hand doing
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I ain't spending $2,000 on that though. Sorry, Linda.
Oh my.
Sorry, Linda.
But it would depend. I mean, it would like if the thing is those iconic figures. I just think that the Wonder Woman, you know, that TV show was never great.
This is,
you know, in my mind it was though.
Yeah,
I was a young kid.
Of course.
Linda Carter, come on, doing that. Oh man,
I was 5 watching it on rerun.
I was not.
What did I know?
But even if you duplicated the costume perfectly, it would still look kind of goofy. You know that it's not.
Yeah, but she was a looker, man.
She was a looker.
She had some crazy suits too. They made some
special
suits for her.
They really did. They did. I do have a $5 super chat though, real quick. Rock 'em on, Chris, my dude, man. Thank you, brother, man. He says, "I will continue my campaign and die on my anthill alone." You're not alone, brother. Hot Toys released that Power Loader 2.0. You showed off the Comic-Con 2017.
That was 2017,
bro. It's almost 2024.
Wow.
God, I have the original. When did I get that?
Yeah, shout out to Maz. He just picked up the Maz Toy Box. He just picked up the original.
Congrats, but I'm gonna wait. I'm holding it off, bro. I mean, the Power Loader itself's not bad. It's old as shit, but the Rat Ripley it's just so old.
Yeah,
so I'm waiting for a 2.0. I don't know.
It's coming. We're gonna get everything we wanted, guys. It is coming. Just be patient. And Anthony, you talk about all the times. Patience is the key in this hobby. I think we're gonna get all those grails, all the stuff. We've been saying it all night. Marvel isn't what it is. they're going back to the well. They're playing on nostalgia. We've been saying this all week. We're getting 2.0. 2. If you wanted to stay, hey, I don't want 2.0s. This is not the hobby for you because they're going to 2.0 everything. And honestly, I'm just going to say it. They should, because the technology is better. It's just better now. The paint application, and it should be. It's been, some of these pieces have been 10 to 15 years old. It is time for upgrades. So
here's the thing, Jay. If this is a really good fucking point, guys, that we've all been talking about tonight, is that with Honō, to kind of bring it back full circle here, Honō's going to be doing stuff, I think, that's going to be able to cater, kind of like to Rob's point, where Marvel, is nothing really in production coming out right now. Star Wars, same. They can do this here, even if there is. Let's just say for the moment, they're like, you know what? We actually are still going to do a shitload of Star Wars and Marvel, Hot Toys, whatever it may be, right? Well, they can do that and have this company still pipe out, other things, right? To kind of lift the burden of sorts on Hot Toys, and by CT's point earlier, not dilute the brand of Hot Toys, right? They can put out this affordable stuff. They can focus more on what they're trying to focus on. And if so, if Disney right now is slow, then yeah, bro, guess what Hot Toys can do? They can go back. They can maybe give us that Ripley. Maybe they can give us some more Predators.
Yeah.
Because that burden is now being, kind of lifted, with Honō. They can start putting stuff out like this. They're going to cater to a lot of people, myself included. I'm very interested in comic representation of stuff. They tease that Thor right there
They're doing seamless arms. Give me a Hulk. I'm not a big fan of the MCU Hulk. Give me, that raging comic book Hulk. And there's so many different Hulks. The Gray Hulk. They can milk this thing for a long time. And give me Rogue's Gallery of Spider-Man, Batman, all of that. I would gladly build that up. Gladly.
So, do we know that if Hot Toys is actually with the studio for the long run, or are they just putting their name behind this initial release?
No, I'm thinking this is their company, man. They just branched off.
I think it's what 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗕𝗓 Studios did with InArt. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And what the flame logo? The flame is part of their logo. It's Hot Toys. It's just a different. They just got a different group working on this stuff. That's how I look at it.
It's very much, yeah. I mean, if you think about, oh God, who were they? I'm trying to think. The tip of my tongue right now. But there was a company. I know you guys know the name. I can't think of who the fuck it is right now at the top of my head, man. Sideshow did a thing. What the fuck is it? Was it?
This is how Hot Toys started, right? Wasn't Hot Toys doing work with Sideshow, making a lot of that Clone Wars stuff for them?
Yeah, they did like that General Kenobi I have over there.
Mm-hmm. General Kenobi.
And then, boom. I mean, if this company does well, and there could be a point where the market, here's the other thing, the market, that statue market, I think J&D and Queen, they know that it's struggling. It's kind of eroding under their feet a little bit. So they want to diversify and get out. And I think this is a smart move for Hot Toys to go ahead. That's saturated, that high-end market now. Focus down here, right? Spin off, do it with this company. And it also gives customers, we've lost a lot of collectors, man, this year. It broke people. Their minds snapped, their wallets exploded. There are less video streamers out there. I mean, it was really rough this year. And I think if people had a place to go, if they had a place where they could, keep collecting and get, a couple of $160 whatever to $200 figures, we might have kept some people. But also, as you bring people in with this entry-level pricing, which is smart, when people come in, they're always going to be looking at the next thing. They're always going to be looking at the Hot Toys and looking at, well, I've got this great figure, and this is great, but, man, look at that Wolverine. That Wolverine is that is really something else, and I need to get up to get that leather jacket, and so people are always going to bump up when the time is right. And there might be a time when the market
resets, and you know the global economy is doing better, and maybe they spin them off. They let these guys go, and just like Hot Toys came from working with Sideshow and gave birth to Hot Toys, you might see Honō Toys in the future.
Well,
and so that HS01, man, come on, man, get that. $16.
I know. Look, I will say this, dude. Out of all the points that we've made tonight, I think everybody on the panel's made excellent points on this whole discussion here. But one of the things that we barely touched on is that we mentioned that we have so-so toys, we have present toys. Now, you guys know these guys are third parties. They're unlicensed, right? Well, you know, they are what they are. But they are both kind of coming in again with the X-Men line. So to me, this is par for the course, man, for Hot Toys, because what this means to me, I will honestly be shocked. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think either of those companies are going to put out a fucking Wolverine now. You know, because that's usually what happens. Like, this is what Hot Toys does. This is what Howard does. I mean, you know, we've seen that happen with 𝗕𝗘𝗢𝗖𝗎. We saw that happen with QMX with things. I mean, you're putting out a Wolverine, a comic Wolverine for $160, dude. So two things are going to happen. Either those third-party figures are just going to be like, you know what? There's nothing we can do. We put this out, no one's going to buy it. Or it forces the third parties to go back to their old prices.
Or what if they put out a brown suit Wolverine instead?
For what? $240? Are you going to buy it?
Brown over yellow, maybe.
I don't
Who knows?
think so, bro.
Paramount versus.
I think it's going to force them to have to lower their prices. Otherwise,
I'm sure, yeah.
You know, so I think it's good for us. Yeah, and it's certainly good for Hot Toys. So I don't know. I see your point though, Mario. But yeah, I mean, this is $160, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that they're not going to be able to, because that's one of the problems. You know, CT's pointed out. You know, a lot of people bailing out, fucking people losing their minds and shit. There's a lot of nice third-party figures coming out, but they've encroached into Hot Toys territory for pricing. I mean, what is that Magneto? I mean, granted, he has a chair, but he's like fucking $400 for you know, an unlicensed fucking figure.
Well, look at this Sideshow Wolverine. You know how much that is compared to this one. You know, that's another thing to look at. Like,
they got two of them. Two of them available.
Yeah.
And I don't recall during this sale, I don't recall them dropping their pants on that figure. So I don't think Sideshow saw this coming. I think they're like, you know, now they got two of these damn Wolverine SKUs that are going to die in that warehouse.
I kind of want to pick. I mean, even though I'm not much of a fan of it, I kind of want to pick it up just to see what it's all about.
This one or the Sideshow?
No, this one. This for $160. I mean,
I think you should. What is that? That's $16 NRD.
Seamless silicone eyes, and these are coming out. One of their goal is to get them out sooner. I mean, this is going to be available between April and September is the expected release. So cheaper, quicker.
Yeah, that's within their. I mean, they're still doing a 6-month window, but that's 4 months from now.
Honestly, I don't think anybody in here is really their target. You know, so that's the whole other thing. So I mean,
targeting a 6-inch community or 12 scale.
Well, yeah, I think they're, you know, they're trying to get more people in. They're trying to get some of that money. That's, you know, this allows them to, you know, get down in the mud with the third party companies but not, you know, directly do it. So
that's also a very good point. If it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, it's mellow, Mario.
Wow. Y'all just twisting my words, aren't you?
I guess, yeah. Everybody's just having fun tonight, man. Cheaper, quicker, faster. We have the technology. Yeah, man. I'm in agreement with everybody here. I think this is going to be very exciting for us as collectors. It may not be appealing to all, right? I mean, we have a panel of 6 here. I'm interested in it as always. 1, because it's X-Men, but 2, it's the first figure, as CT pointed out. So I'm in. I know CT's in. I know Jay is in. We have Harry, who's, I'm going to say, not in.
Yeah, I don't typically collect just, you know, comic book lines too much. So yeah, I'm going to sit this one out. But I mean, it It looks great. Those arms, man. I wish every single characters and figures have those arms. Honestly,
Same.
like, just look at that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was fucking great, man. But I know, so you're gonna skip Rob. I mean, you're on the fence though, right? I mean, it's.
Oh no, I'd buy this. I love the X-Men.
You will get it. Okay. Well, you were like fucking look at this guy. He's been stringing us along for fucking 2 hours.
My third party X-Men collection is ridiculous.
I know.
You know, every
awesome.
time somebody makes an X-Men figure, I'm like, oh, I have to have that. I mean, I've got old So-So Toys figures. I've got new So-So Toys figures. I got to get that Magneto. I bought, who made that Juggernaut? I don't even remember. The one in the prison outfit. I have that.
Toys Era.
Toys Era. Yeah. I mean, how many different companies do I have X-Men figures from? And then not only that, I'm getting I can't wait to get, I've got 4 Hot Toys now, 5 with the 70s Wolverine, 5 Hot Toys Wolverines.
Well, I just think it's funny because you're like, where does this fit? Where does this go? Why am I doing this?
Rob. You see yourself as the addiction, bro.
Well, for me, I've got this amalgam, and I've said this before on the show. When you put a bunch of X-Men figures together, I go the Bob Dylan route in the sense that it really doesn't matter who makes them all. Because when you put all the X-Men figures together in some kind of like movie poster-esque tableau,
sure,
it's cool. Because I've got my Professor Xavier in the wheelchair sitting up front, and then everything comes behind him, and then no one's gonna when you look at it, when people come, what's really interesting is it's fun to show off collections to other people, and other people have no idea who makes what. So if you have a cool collection that somebody can come in and look at, it's fun. Nobody's going, oh, I see you've put So-So and Toys Era and right next to your Sideshow. You got that's the Sideshow Cyclops, and then you got the Days of Future Past Hot Toys Wolverine. To be honest, though, I don't put the Hot Toys Wolverines next to the other X-Men's. If I have third party, it's mostly third party. Wolverine gets a special shelf, unless it's the Sideshow Wolverine.
Well, that's actually pretty funny, man. So there is a level of sort of a classification in your collection.
Dude, I'm a snob.
Well, I was waiting for you to say it.
Let's face it. It's like you if you have in art figures and you're spending $900 on a 2-pack.
Right.
I'm not going to intermingle those with. I'm what is it? The elites. Just like the elites that control the world and the banking system.
Right, you're like,
and all that.
Go over there.
You gotta have your elite. You gotta have your elite figures, because if a collector comes over and goes, "Oh, I see what you did there," because even if you're gonna spend that much money on a toy, you want to give it a special place in your collection. You can't just put. If you have a collection of cars,
sure,
and you're not gonna put your Veyron, your Chiron or your Lamborghinis or whatever, your Bugattis, your Lamborghinis, you're not going to park those in a garage next to your Kia.
That's a fair point.
Unless, of course, your Kia is your daily driver and you don't want anyone to know you have them. But you want to celebrate the fact that you've bought these figures.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. I mean,
so I'm a complete liar. I'm a total hypocrite. I've just given it up. I've given up the ghost to you, gentlemen, and everybody watching. I'm like, yeah, I'm a total elitist toy snob.
There's nothing wrong with that. Look, you collect how you collect, and that's okay. But I will say, look, real quick, I've got my NR Gandalf, but I also have the Asmus Golem, and I combine them together.
Well, but they belong together.
They do.
You can't. But
it looks good. It looks good together, I think, right? But ordinarily, I may not. I see your point, though. I often don't mingle sometimes, but sometimes I do. Sometimes
I would say there's a caveat to that in the sense that if you're trying, like I want the Watchmen, so now you've got Hot Toys Watchmen figures, and you've got So-So Toys Watchmen figures. I just want the Watchmen together. And if you're looking to create, like Sideshow's already made Boromir. So that might be the only Boromir figure somebody makes, and if you want to have the entire Fellowship, you got to go back and rock that Boromir.
I think this is our best chance to get a good X-Men collection. Like you said, it's been piecing it together. And do you really think So was going to deliver the full line? Do you think Present Toys was going to deliver that full line? No, so Hot Toys is really probably going to be our best chance at getting that. And it kills me because I just pulled the trigger on that Present Toys Magneto. It was like close to $400 with that throne. I mean, that thing was expensive. It was not a cheap figure. So
No.
But you know what? With the throne, though, because I love my chairs, that's going to be a figure that has shelf presence, and that's cool.
That's money.
Yeah, no matter who makes one, they're not going to do one that's just like that.
Yeah.
And I think that like right now you've got, so if you have the Cyclops from Sideshow, you've got the Gambit and the Rogue from So Toys, and you have this Wolverine.
Yeah.
And that's a team. That's a issue of a Chris Claremont comic right there.
Yeah, that Magneto is literally going to be my centerpiece for all my X-Men.
Yeah.
Everything's just going to build out from there. So I am I am so excited.
You guys
hope we keep it going. Hope we get in a storm, an Aurora.
Am I the only one? I'm going to say it. Am I the only one? No, Rob's kind of there too. We do have X-Men, man. I mean, they're not everybody, I guess, right? But we got animated series, man. We got Mondo. So,
but those belong
with shit.
But those kind of belong with each other.
They do belong with each other. Do you feel that that's but do you feel that's a threat to Mondo? So I was having the argument I don't think they do, because they're very specific. They're very accurate to the 92 X-Men comic. Yeah. So,
I mean, that's a singular vibe. When you put those X-Men together, they even have their theme song that plays in your mind.
Yes.
The other X-Men don't. You put that Mondo collection up, and and that, again, I think the reason that line is really cool because they all work so well together. And you can't put a Mondo Wolverine next to, I mean, you could, but it wouldn't.
Right. It doesn't. I've tried it. It doesn't fit quite right. Yeah.
No, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. But those Mondo, that is a specific collection that you'd want.
Yeah.
And they all look really great together. So you'd want to have, I mean, it's all down to philosophy. No one ever talks their action figure philosophy in terms of what they'll put together. Can everything go together? I mean, it's I love seeing how they arrange their collections, because I think a lot of people group or display by what it is as opposed to the figures themselves. Like they'll mix and match.
Yeah,
that's
the shelf presence that I'm talking about with you, right? Like, everybody asked me that, dude. As soon as this Wolverine popped, all these comments and posts and messages from people are like, "Oh man, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" Because they all know I have like the X-Men Mondo, but I'm like, just kind of.
What are you gonna do?
Well, this is.
What are you gonna do?
Rob's fucking point, dude. It's X-Men. I'm cool. I'm still gonna get this.
Yeah.
But I have 92 representation, Jay. It's animated series. So I feel like the people that are like, "Oh, Mondo, whatever," I feel like those people aren't even fucking buying Mondo because it's not in their wheelhouse. So
right.
Exactly. Go ahead, Jay.
No, you got a great point there. I mean, it's the same company, but I look at it as NECA with the Turtles. Like, they have two lines. You have the movie line, and then you have the animated line.
Sure.
And I think that works. It works. It's room in the market for both of them. And another thing, I think the frequency from Mondo at this point is going to, we don't know, but I think they're off and running right now. I think Honō still, I don't think the figures are going to be coming as fast, is what I'm trying to say, as those Mondos are coming. But they're also two totally different things. They're actually it's the same IP, but totally two different IP. One's animated from that animated show, and it has its own nostalgia to it. And then this other thing is amalgamation. It's really it's amalgamation of comic books, a little bit of live action, and it's kind of its own thing, is what I'm trying to say. But it's mainly based off the comics. So yeah, you're fine either way. And I think it's room for both of these companies to exist. It's not going to be a thing. Not not right now anyway. Now if they go balls to the wall and
If
like,
we can have
if
three
they-
different companies doing 3 different fucking Dark Knight Jokers, there's room for X-Men out there for all people, in my opinion. I mean,
go.
like, and is Honō, are they going to make an Omega Red? Are they going to make an Apocalypse?
Well,
Are they going to make
all
a
right.
Sabretooth?
Are you ready for the bad news?
I'm ready for bring it on. What is the bad news?
Okay. You know, when you say, you know, can you compare? Could you compare? Google's going to do that for you. People are going to go ahead. They're going to punch in 6-scale Wolverine, and boop, it's going to give you your options, right? And people are going to select from there. When Peter was on last, everyone's always asking, what's coming next from Mondo? Will you do this for X-Men? Will you do that? Will you do this? And they're very cautious. You know, they're always like looking at each other, and their answer, they always circle back with, you know, it really depends on how much support the line gets. It really depends on what support we get from the line. And I just think this is going to hurt that. Not a lot. It's not going to kill them, but I think it's going to hurt them enough that it's going to keep that line from growing to the potential it could have. And if you think, Peter, if you think those guys over at Mondo, when Honō, whatever,
Right.
rolled out, if you think they were like, hey guys, don't worry, you know, this is got nothing to do with us. They're not going to compare us. This is just, I doubt that was the case at all. They were probably like, God damn it. This is, you know, let's double down on Masters of the Universe, or let's, you know, do that. I think that's going to be the smart play.
It's possible. I mean, I see where you're going from as a business standpoint, right? Because you know, I'm sure everybody did that. I mean, Hot Toys was probably like, "Fucking Art, what are you doing making a Joker?" You know what I mean? Like, now they have to react, right? It's cause and effect. So, great Next Generation episode, by the way. But you know, it is. I mean, that may occur, but I feel like there's still a place for that because, as Jay pointed as well, it is the animated cartoon.
Yeah.
So some people are just like, you know what? I don't want that one. I already have my animated line, and that's what I want. So I don't know if it's going to detract from people. Now I'll give you this. It may stifle potential new customers.
Yes,
right? That could be a concern. And as any business, you always want to grow your market base. So
once again,
it could stymie that a little. But go ahead, Jay.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. That's all I was saying.
No, well, I was just thinking, taking it back to Ninja Turtles. I mean, look how many companies do Ninja Turtles. Think about it. You got Playmates jumping back into the full force with it now. You got Super 7. You got NECA famously. It's so many, and it's so much. And I mean, look at it. We have 3 type of Wolverines. We got 2 back to back. We got 2 in 2 weeks. We got, you know, Days of Future Past Wolverine last week. We got this Honō comic book, or either or video game version of Wolverine right now, this Honō Studios Wolverine, and then you got Mondo's version, which is based off the animated series. So if you're just a big Wolverine fan, I could see some people getting all 3. You know what I'm saying? Or at least the Honō and the animated series Mondo version. So there's room. My whole point is there's room in the market. But yeah, I agree with CT. I do think the guys at Mondo are going to be like, what are we doing? And what's going to happen with that? I'm not going to say they're shaking in their boots. I don't think they're exactly shaking in their boots, because I think they have established a fan base. They've established a customer base. Sure,
of course.
As well.
Yeah, they have their own flavor.
They have their own flavor. So, and I think people want that flavor, and they want those figures. I mean, if you want anything from your child, I mean, they have a direct line to, you know, my preteen era, that Saturday morning, you know, of Batman the animated series and X-Men animated series. They got those on lock, and they're doing it, and nobody else is doing those. Nobody else took that license and ran with it. And I don't think Honō is going to do that too. I think this Honō thing is going to be what we're seeing. These are going to be based off loosely amalgamations of comics, video game, more would we expect a Wolverine?
And we're assuming that.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind,
Let me
guys.
ask you this.
No.
Let me ask you guys this. So it seems like Honō's, because they didn't release a Joker, you guys are kind of like, yeah.
No.
I mean, the Wolverine, okay, it's Wolverine. How what could they do with Wolverine, right? You're kind of limited, but they delivered a good Wolverine. So let me ask you this: what do they need to do? What would they need to deliver? Like I heard you like, they'll never do an Omega Red, they'll never do a Sabretooth. What if they do? What if they do? They did deliver an Omega Red. What figure would they need to do where you would say, "Wow, they're serious." This line.
No, I think they're serious. I think they're serious right now, just with Wolverine, and I think I think Wolverine is the perfect figure for them to come out right now. As I mentioned earlier, we got present toys, we got fucking so toys. These third parties are they both showed their little silhouette fucking missions, whatever you want to call it, roadmap. Right? Yeah. They got the silhouetted roadmaps of like what's coming. Both companies are like, "Yo, we're fucking all in on X-Men," and then Howard's like, "Hold my beer." I'm coming
Colossus, yes.
To answer CT's question, I think for them to be serious, for me to be like, "Oh shit, I'm getting this, I'm all in," they would have to come, and I think Rob said it earlier. They need to have that whole X-Men line. Like, we need a Colossus, we need a Magneto, we need a Professor X. And the frequency, more importantly, the frequency. I don't want to figure every, 2 figures. If they gotta come with it. And I think that's where we bring back to Mondo. I think they're coming more with it. I think, yes, they have to really be strategic on what they have to put out, because they are new. They're still a new company, but I think they got the ball rolling. And I think with Honō, they really have to get the ball rolling on a line, because a good Wolverine is great. But full line of X-Men is even greater, and they hinted at it. And let's be honest, we know Hot Toys are the masters at hinting shit, and then that shit just staying over in the graveyard for you.
No, you're right.
Well, bro,
forever.
Are you ready for them to bring it consistently, man? With everything that's coming out these days, a lot of us always talk about how there's just too much shit. We're drowning in too much shit.
Oh yeah.
Hot Toys comes, another company, Honō comes, first figures of Wolverine. Oh man, they give us this, give us that, and bring it in frequency. Do you really want that?
But it's half price, Mario. It's half.
I understand that.
That's
it still adds up, though, bro. It still adds up. I'm just saying.
It does add up, but then it has you. But then it puts collectors in the position to be like, okay, I know I love X-Men, so now that's what I'm getting. So now I gotta find out what else I'm getting over the course of the year, because I do like other stuff, and of course I want my high-end stuff, or my Star Wars stuff, or my Artisans, or whatever. I know I got to make room for those, but now I know to make room for these Honō figures, and the price ain't that bad. So I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm 100, I'm ready for it, but I just want them to make sure that this is a commitment. This is not like a one-off, because the worst thing this will be is just in a corner with a bunch of one-offs that I got, and it's just like, okay, where the hell does it go? Then that puts it in like, what the hell are we? That puts it in the territory for like later on down the line. Let me go ahead and sell this off because it goes with nothing else I have. That's what I'm scared of. I want them to commit. If they're gonna do this, give us at least 5 more.
Like no half measure. And I know exactly. Right. And you had an excellent point there. That I'm going to touch on just real quick, but Uncommon Flex, dude, thank you, brother, my man, dude, celebrating 19 months of channel membership, my man. I appreciate it so much, man. I hope you're doing well, my dude. I will say absolutely, I'm with you, because that was something I had thought as well, is that, listen, Mondo, regardless of whether you like them or not, that's their lane. So is this just a Wolverine? And then what happens next? Okay, you give us a Thor. Okay, well, what happens next? Well, maybe you give us a Black Widow, or 6 months, a year down the road, do you give us a Cyclops? 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, do you give us a Rogue? So I whereas if you're already in that lane with the animated, you know what you're getting. Essentially, you're like, well, there's going to be another X-Men coming. I know that. So, you know, those are all very good points, man. Those are all very good points. It's just, I'm excited though. Like CT, you were saying, I mean, I think we're all excited for this 100%, but we just need to,
I'm excited really for what Honō can do. The Wolverine's great. That's coming in, and I hope it becomes more, but I hope Honō is going to be utilized like I'm theorizing here. I really do. I think to bring in fresh people, you know, get people in on some better pricing makes a lot of sense. They'll jump up. You can get them to jump up when you release, you know, an Artisan, Anakin, or whatever. They're gonna be intrigued by that. They're gonna want to grow their collection, but it gives people a really good entry jump point from, say, Black Series or something else. So I like it. I think, like I said, I think it takes their model and it opens it up even more, and it takes the pressure off them, and they can focus in on what they're going to do with InArt and J&D. Because
I agree. No, I agree. I agree.
They got to improve that Artisan line. That's not quite there yet, but I like where it's going, and it addresses exclusivity. So if you can, you know, give me those limited figures, and you know, I know we hate going through the process, but when you get one, you love it. So
no, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
I couldn't. Yeah, I'm excited. I know, and this is weird too. I know, Harry, you know, you've been kind of soaking it all in here, and I know Wolverine, this one's not really going to be yours, but is that still cool? Because you and I, we it's safe to say we're photographers. We like taking photos of figures and stuff. Mm-hmm. Does this at least entice you, or a little glimmer of like, you know what? Maybe they're going to do some other figures that I'm interested in, and it's more affordable. Because sometimes we're just like, yo, I just want this figure because I want to take some badass photos. I have ideas. So coming in at a budget price, it's got to be at least a little bit tantalizing.
Yeah, even though this is not really for me, I am very, very excited for people who are going to get him. And as a photographer, you know, I was kind of going ham about the arms earlier, but to me, that's the selling point, right? The seamless arms look amazing. So as a photographer, that's what I'm looking for. So, like, I'm glad they didn't really, you know, go the sideshow route and show off some, you know, terrible arms with seams. That to me would have been an immediate no-no. I would have been like, nah, no way in hell I'm getting this.
Right.
But to me, showcasing this, to me, still like, okay, this is something that I might get, even though, you know, right off the bat, I'm not really into it. But I can see myself, you know, at least getting that just for, you know, the seamless arms.
Yeah. Well, I had to bring up your shots, man, because, you know, if people don't follow you, do follow Harry on Instagram. His link is in the description right here. Just click the show more, guys, and give Harry.
That shot of one woman, I think it's a really good example of like, she just looks so much better than all my other figures. Just because she's seamless, that, you know, right?
Hair,
and the seamless body. It just looks so much more natural,
so gorgeous,
and that's what I'm looking for, you know, when it comes to photography.
Well,
and I think this Wolverine has that look. Like, I think he would look amazing on camera.
Yeah, no, I think so. I absolutely think so. And here's my final point on this, guys, because we're probably going to wrap here shortly. Is we're all mentioning, hey, cool, it looks like he has some seamless arms. You know, now my question is, are these going to be like 3-0 Rambo? Right? I don't know if you guys have a 3-0 Rambo. I do. He does have seamless arms, but they're more like a rubbery, kind of squishy, like almost airy, right? Like I don't know how to explain it, but if you have the Rambo, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I wonder if that's the kind of arms they're going to use, or are they going to go with their Hot Toys versions? Because I would think that would up the MSRP. Maybe they'll fine tune it and kind of give you a middle ground as an entry grade. You know,
I don't know how different the 100 Wonder Woman is compared to the old ones, but I feel like if they can keep going with that, I think that would be ideal. Like, just the way the body moves, I think like the joint is just so smooth, but it still feels really, really sturdy. Like, I feel like they should just keep going with that.
Well, that's fair. I just, I'm just not sure how they were going to do it. Is kind of how
that's what I would hope.
Yeah, but I don't even think that's an issue because Mario said it earlier. What are people going to do, bitch? You're gonna be like, well, it's $160, right? I mean, that's what you were saying, Mario. So it's like, it doesn't have to be high grade seamless arms. The fact that it's seamless arms is sale enough, in my opinion, for the price. If it's lower quality than, I'll say, a Hot Toys seamless arm, $160, bro. I'm glad that it's not jointed, visible joints.
Well, all right.
Yeah, I would hope that it feels a lot like the silicone.
I thought you had a counterpoint, Mario.
No, man. No,
you hanging there.
Let me hang it, bro. I was like, well, that's it. Sorry. Go ahead. Oh, don't do a round fucking two, Mario.
What? Are you talking me?
Yeah, I was saying, bro, like you said, like how can people really complain? It's $160, right? I mean,
yeah. I agree. Definitely, sure.
Yeah, I would hope that they don't go back in terms of innovation just because of that. I know we're joking and all, but I hope they
we're just
don't do that. Yeah.
No, I don't think so either. Guys. Yeah. So, but I'm all excited. I do have a poll, man, guys, in the chat. We're at 187 votes. I don't know if we can get to 200 before I end this poll. But I did set this up. I mean, so far we're 48% of everybody in the chat are saying that they are grabbing the Wolverine. So that's roughly 100 people so far. So we're almost at 200 votes. 30% are saying no way, and 23% are maybes. So those maybes can be converted into yeses. So it seems like that's a pretty good. I mean, $160. It's Wolverine. I know a couple of you guys in the chat have even said it that it's like no matter what, it is still Wolverine. Like he'll sell by himself, because it's Wolverine. I mean, so, and I think it's a great time for Hot Toys to kind of inject that in, to kind of throw a wrench into the third parties, to try to introduce maybe either 12 scale collectors or new collectors in general that can come in. It may cause some confusion, but I think that'll only come over time. Like if a new collector comes in and buys Honō and they're like, oh, what's this? And then they see these other expensive ones and they're like, whoa, wait, what's that? That's Hot Toys. So it's good that the brands are separate. But I think overall, man, this is great. This is exciting, bro. And I can't wait, dude. I can't wait to
hey man, if you like it, it's great.
Yeah, man, it's a great figure.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, man. So listen, guys, we're probably gonna wrap, dude, but I do want to just final thoughts, man. If anybody's got any closing, Rob, let me start with you, man. You got any closing thoughts on this or anything? Or
it's the X-Men, it's Wolverine, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Why not get it? I mean, how many Wolverines do I need? Well, as many as I can get. This is just like, no, I at that point, if you could get a line of X-Men figures for $180 and under, they don't have to have lots of accessories. I just want shelf presence, some kind of a stand. I don't need the comic book background or whatever. It's cool, but if I could get a line of say 10 X-Men, and you could get some, like if an 𝗕𝗔𝗩𝗘 could be in there, that would be cool, or you could get or if it was just the team, and you're not going to get rooted hair, sculpted hair, but if you could get a reasonably great representation of an X-Men team, they could exist on a shelf unto themselves, and I would like that. And already that Wolverine can go right up there with that So-So Gambit and with that So-So Rogue, with that Sideshow Cyclops. These are figures I already have. It could slot right in there, and so it already has a place. I was bitching before, but it already has a place to go to in my collection, and I'd slot it right in.
Yeah, you slot it right in.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's right. All right, well, listen, I'm going to keep you full screen for a minute because we're just going to bounce everybody's thoughts. But before we wrap, obviously, thank you for being here, as always.
Oh, and yes, and thank you for your continued help with other collections of mine.
Of course, man. I always got you, man. I always got you. Do you don't have a show tonight, or are you just doing?
No, because Rita's got friends over, and so I postponed it. But tomorrow we're doing a Let's Get Physical Media show.
Okay. All right. Awesome. As always, guys, make sure to follow Rob if you have not already. Links are always in the description. I'm going to bring up fucking Jay. What's up, dude? Final thoughts on the Wolverine and what's going on with you and your channel of Brother Cousins Toys Reviews, my man.
All right. Well, once again, brother, thank you so much for having me. I definitely appreciate it. It was a great conversation tonight. Great conversation and crazy numbers too. Thank you all out there for watching us as well. We all appreciate it. There's no us without you, so appreciate that. But no, final thoughts on the figure. I think the figure is dope. Like I was saying, I just don't want it to be one of these figures that's just a rarity and just sitting by itself and just doesn't go with anything. I want them to at least bring out at least 3 more figures with it, or 2 more, you know, something to compare it with, to pair it up with. That's my whole thing. But I think it looks great. I think the price is right. I'm on board. I pre-ordered it. It was the cheapest pre-order I've never done a $16 pre-order. So that was that felt great. So yeah, man, I'm on board. I'm on board for it, and sounds good. Sounds good. And I look forward to what they're doing. I think them cornering the market is definitely great. Oh, thank you, Blake. Yeah, thank you. They are on sale. They are on sale, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure the link is somewhere. Hook a brother up. Hook your family member up with one of these. These are great. These are definitely great.
They are, guys. Grab a Brother Cousins Christmas shirt.
Hey, get them while they last, because they won't look like this next year. So once the Christmas is over, they're gone. But no, once again, thank you for having me. What I got coming up? So last weekend, me and Mom did that story time with Mama Cousins. We talked about the Beatles last weekend. We're definitely we may skip it this week because we got so much going on with Christmas shopping and everything like that. But if not, at some point we will jump back and finish up those because that's going to be 3 parts. It's a 3 parts. The Beatles, you just can't do one show. So we're going to be doing that.
Yeah, of course.
But this week, big announcement for this week. I'm having Yost of Jazz Inc. on the show. That's going to be on Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, my time. So that's going to be great. It's going to be talking about the new his products, maybe some surprises, maybe not. Some stuff you already know, some size comparisons, how to display, you know.
Well, you guys are going to compare sizes?
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow. I'll tune in for that.
Sizing of the vehicles.
No,
sizing the vehicles.
Scared Harry.
I tease. Yeah, Harry got dropped. Sorry.
Definitely, but no, it's definitely going to be a great show. So make sure y'all there for that. And that's going to be Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern.
1 p.m. Eastern, guys. Brother Cousins.
Yep.
So listen to this fucking guy. Am I too late? Did everyone sell their Mondo already? We already had our this guy.
They'll never admit it, Bob. They'll never admit it.
Because we're never going to. All right. Look, you know him, you love him. Bob Dylan, man. The pillar of the community. It's one of the nicest, sweetest man on the planet.
Yes.
And he is my display guru, that Bob Dylan.
It's great.
He really is. But let me bounce it around. Boom. What happened to you? You got disconnected, but now you're back.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here tonight, Harry.
No, thanks for having me, man. And yeah, man, I'm just so happy to be a 1/6 collector, man. It's just exciting, dude. Like, we have just so many different options nowadays. It's just everything I've dreamed of when I was a kid, man. You know, like, just like, look at this.
Hey, you've been staring at this Doc Ock for 2 hours,
I know,
bro.
dude. I just can't stop playing with this guy, dude.
It's a good figure, right?
I love it still. Like, I'm a little a little iffy about the head sculpt, but I mean, I just love these arms, dude. Like, when I was a kid, like, I wanted to do this. I just wanted to, like, you know, now I get to do it. You know, it's just
do that again.
Take it easy, Tiger.
Just like it just brings out the inner child in me, you know. Like, it's just, man.
Yeah, it does, bro. It does, man.
Good figure.
Well, always welcome, dude. Harry's the man.
Oh, thank you, man.
Doing
Always
some
a pleasure.
photos. You got anything going on? What's up in the life of Harry?
I've been just putting a lot of time into my room. You know, I've been just living in a mess, so I've been trying to put some work into it. I've got a bit more space now, so I'm trying to, you know, put up some new setups with, you know, bigger, well, you know, crafted shots, rather than just, you know, the typical portraits that kind of got me a little, you know, that got a little boring. So
it gets a little stale doing portrait after portrait after
yeah,
portrait.
even for me, I'm like, you know what, I'm just kind of sick of 1/6 scale. Like, I got sick of it because of that. I was doing a little 112 photography, and that kind of got a little,
You know why?
got a little something started in me.
Look, you know why? It's because they're smaller, so you have more
Yeah,
room.
it's so
in
much
frame.
more.
You can, you manipulate better. I know.
Yeah, we
More
just talked about
available.
this the other day, right? It's just so we're just so limited, but you know what? That's what we're gonna have to deal with,
I don't know. Dudes on the stream talking about going smaller. It's never a good thing. Come on, man. You gotta keep it. You gotta keep it at 12 inches.
What if you're
Hey.
I don't know. You gotta keep
I was gonna make an Asian joke, but then I
Oh,
realized.
What did you think I was
Whoa,
talking about?
whoa.
I don't know. See, this is what happens after the 2-hour mark. Just kind of a little.
Yeah.
All right. Mario, my brother. Always,
Hey.
man. Love you, man. I'm bringing you back
Yeah.
up, man.
Hey, don't know why. What's up?
Because this is your time right now, bro.
This is my time. This is my
Yeah.
time. This is my time to shine.
Time to shine, man.
Hold up.
Hold up. All right, let's give Mario a moment.
Thank you for having me on tonight.
Always,
Appreciate
bro.
everybody out there. All 200 of you that were out there, man. That's awesome. It's great. Subscribe to everybody on the panel, if you don't mind. Subscribe to this channel as well. It'd be awesome. Monday night for the Profi Chat, 9:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Pacific. Friday nights LWO, wherever we may land. Saturday night back here once again with Tales from the Darkside with 𝗕𝗘𝗢𝗢𝗠𝗘. And after that, who knows? Just wait and see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My man Mario.
5-hour energy
that
commercial.
was perfect with the music too, bro. I felt like this was a nice. I'm gonna have to clip that. I'm gonna have to clip that one. That was great. That was great, guys. Seriously, yes. Subscribe to everybody here, man. As always, CT dude, my brother, dude, as well. I gotta bring you up, man. You brought some excellent points, man, to the table tonight.
Hell yeah.
Man,
Spitting facts there, sir.
Christ on the cross. Did I speak more than Rob? Did I out talk Rob?
You did.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought you did a
Look
fine
at
job.
you.
Absolutely.
You did very well.
Achievement unlocked. Look at those troopers, man. Can you get out of the way for a minute, please? Other way. Thank you. Other way. No, not the other way. Well, yeah, that way too. But the other way. There we go.
They're everywhere, bro.
Thanks for having me on, and it was great to be on with Rob. Watching him for a long time, so it's always great to jump on with someone you've been.
I appreciate your articulate analysis as well. Very cogent.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure being on a show with you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. That means a lot. Yeah, man, you can, I don't know, might be able to find me on Tuesdays on Mafia show. We've been talking about that and maybe some other stuff coming down the line. But I'm excited about this. We've got all kinds of stuff coming in this month. Yost has got my Batmobile coming in, so I'm happy to have that showing up. So the figures are showing up, and this Honō thing, man, I'm very excited about it. And listen, guys, I know this thing's really not geared for us, but the fact that we're even slightly interested is a really good sign. So I'm down with the sickness. Give me the Honō shirt, the hat. I want it all. Yeah. I want it all.
Hell yeah, man. Awesome. Dude, that's awesome. And of course, guys, I would be remiss without mentioning, man, come check out the Discord server. If you have not, man, we're always in there. We're always talking like this, actually.
Yeah, listen, I think, sorry, Mafia, but I think people think that Discord is just like a chat group. It is this. It is cameras on. We are live all day long talking, or you can just turn your camera off. But we had some good debates with this Honō when this came out, and it's a fun time in there. So whether you're in the car, you can just jump in and listen to us, or when you get home, you can jump in and turn your camera on. But we've got folks like Bob Dylan. You'll find Bob Dylan in there doing take you on a tour, show you his collection, man. You want to see an impressive collection.
Wild collection.
So, a lot of collection tours. Whenever someone in Discord has something come in, they do live unboxings right then and there.
So that's always cool. And we do a lot of watch parties. A lot of these movies, holiday movies we're watching now, and we got Hector in there, so he's he does a lot of improv, and we got other guys who do a great job with the improv. So as we're watching the movies, he's doing his Arnold shtick and everything, and it's a great time. And so if you want to come hang out with me, Hector, and Mafia, he's always in there. Every big group in there. Come on in the Discord. It can be a little bit tricky, but be patient and just reach out to us. We will help walk you through it. We'll take your hand and we'll get you in. And don't be afraid if you come into a room and we see that we're all talking. Someone will come in and I think they get freaked out and they're like, I think I walked into something that I wasn't supposed to, because we're talking some off the wall type stuff sometimes. So people, what is this?
It's fun. It's
hang
fun.
in there. Hang in there. Reach out to us. We'll get you in.
Yeah, man. 100%, guys. I put a link in the chat, dude. I'm going to end this. Wait. I'm not going to end it. We're at 199 votes. Can we get one more vote on who is getting the Wolverine? And before we wrap, collection of session, dude, my bro, dude. FedEx found like 66.
Nice.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude. Congrats, my man. All right. I'm going to end the poll. We're at exactly 200. 48% say yes. 28% say no way. And 23% say maybe. Guys, this was awesome. It was a great stream. Bob's saying something here in the chat. If you do join the chat room, don't keep us on speaker while you're in a work meeting. Very true.
We've had issues with that.
Mute that shit, dude. How many vapes you got? Well, dude, look, Harry's got the regular vape. He's got the happy vape.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No judgment.
Need my happy vape. Yeah.
Need the happy vape, dude. Guys, dude, thank you guys all for tuning in, man. Happy holidays out there. Stay safe, stay warm. Tuesday show. I don't know. We're gonna continue our show on Tuesday. The toys we talk about. Part 2 of the 2023 Hot Toy release tier votes. We had a great turnout last Tuesday. That was fun. I think we got through about 15 or 16 figures out of 67 so far this year. So part 2 on Tuesday. We'll probably go through that through the rest of the year, actually.
There will be no clone hating this year.
No clone hating this year.
No clone hating. We've got the right people in there. Don't worry. Come on in. It's safe.
Fun. It's safe. We had a great time, man. So, no clone hating. Of course, man. Of course. So anyway, guys, that is it, man. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Stay safe as always, man. And we are out of here, man.
Good night, fellas.
Peace out, fellas. Subscribe to everybody again. Links in the description. And we're out of here. Peace out.
Peace.